clouds hang over the Massachusetts area. The rain, which blew across this stadium a few moments ago, has stopped. And the temperature is in the mid-50s, but the wind is blowing at gale force coming out of the south. That means as we view the ball game for you from the west stands here at Schaefer Stadium, the wind is blowing right to left. And thus the New England Patriots have elected to kick off. Actually, I imagine what they did was in their option, they took the end of the field with the wind, and the Steelers then had the option of receiving and took the football. Terry Bradshaw will be the starting quarterback for the Steelers. Bradshaw has been nursing bruised ribs all week. Jim Plunkett, who has been nursing a pulled hamstring muscle, is the starting quarterback for New England. And the Patriots are going to kick off from right to left. That is the way they will kick the football. And John Smith, would that be Captain John Smith?
I noticed that before when I saw him down on the field. I said, well, you know, he's right for the New England Patriots.
Speak for yourself, Myron. And John Smith will kick off from right to left. A soccer-style kicker with his left foot. Glenn Edwards and Mel Blunt are deep for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here comes John Smith. He kicks it. Low trajectory. Edwards chases it into the end zone over the end line, and Pittsburgh will put it in play at its own 20. So now let's see what the strategy will be, how it works. Chuck Fairbanks wants Pittsburgh to throw against the wind. And down below, as the afternoon moves along, we'll be looking at some old friends. Friendly Bob Adams, the tight end. Greg Hanneman, a fellow who said we're just about 3 bricks shy of a load. And George Webster. Hanneman playing in the defensive line at middle guard, and George Webster a linebacker. And Dick Shiner, a backup quarterback. Just could see action, formerly with the Steelers. New England pulls 5 men up front. They have a 3-man line. Backers pulled up on either end. And Terry Bradshaw drops back. They're after him, and they've got him. He's still got time to throw, and he does throw. Out of the arms of Rocky Bleier at the 25. With New England Patriots all around him, George Webster, Ray Hamilton, Julius Adams trying to bring him down. Bradshaw got rid of the football. His starting running backs are Bleier and Harris, and he tried to hit Rocky Bleier. Shanklin and Lewis are the wide receivers. Larry Brown is the tight end, and the pass fell incomplete.
Yes, and he did hit Rocky, so right off the bat, we've got a dropped pass. If Rocky was not the man he wanted to throw to, it was a safety valve kind of thing, but Rocky dropped the ball.
I would say it was a desperation safety valve throw. Steelers moving left to right. They line up in the I formation. Bradshaw is barking the signals. Bradshaw giving the ball to Bleier, slipping into the middle of the line, comes to the 23-yard line. Mel Lunsford, a 250-pound defensive tackle from Central State, makes the stop. Lunsford plays left tackle. Ray Hamilton, the middle guard. Julius Adams, the right tackle. George Webster, the outside linebacker to the left. Steve Nelson, inside to the left. Sam Hunt, inside to the right. Steve King, the outside linebacker to the right. John Sanders and Ron Bolton on the corners. And the safety, Dennis McCray and Jack Mildred. All right, it is third down now and 7 yards to go. Shanklin sets up in the slot, wide to the left to the far side of the field. The running backs are wide. Harris and Bleier. Bradshaw backs up to throw. They're after him again. They have got him, and down he goes inside the 10-yard line. Terry Bradshaw is sacked that time. And Steve King is the man who got to him. Julius Adams was in there too. And Bradshaw goes down at the 9.5, and that is the first sack of the afternoon.
Yes, that big guy, Julius Adams, and they love him here. They have his name out on banners. Julius is a jewel. He was the first guy in there, hit Bradshaw with the first shot. So the Steelers deep in the hole back at their own 9-yard line, and it'll be Bobby Walton dropping back to punt. Not a good start for the Steelers.
Now he is kicking into a gale. John Sanders is deep. Now they're pulling their 2 wide receivers up close, and Walden has it partially blocked. The ball is wobbling up over the 30, the 35, and it is going to roll dead at the Pittsburgh 38-yard line. That is a punt of 29 yards for Bobby Walden with Reggie Garrett over the football. And the New England strategy has worked in magnificent fashion. Without even touching the football, they now have it at the Pittsburgh 39-yard line, and Chuck Fairbanks is a genius.
What sort of surprised me was that New England tried to block the kick. They put the rush on Walden instead of just being satisfied with good field position, and they darn well did nearly block that kick.
Randy Vataha out of Stanford is in the slot to the left. Quarterback is Jim Plunkett, who threw the Bataha at Stanford. And his handoff is carried in there by John Tarver. And Tarver slips over the line of scrimmage for a yard. He runs into Dwight White. Mad Dog brings him down at the Pittsburgh 38-yard line. 1 yard gain. It's going to be second down and 9 yards to go. Ernie Holmes comes out of the play. The ball is at the near hash mark in possession of the New England Patriots. Andy Johnson, formerly a running back, plays wide receiver along with Randy Bataha. Their wide receiver corps has been decimated. Bob Adams is their starting tight end, a former Steeler out of Pacific. Eddie Hinton is in there now as a wide receiver. A journeyman receiver from Oklahoma in his 6th year. Plunkett calling the signals. Jim Plunkett waiting for the football. Now takes it. Here's his handoff. Mac Heron. Look out. There goes the mini-Mac. Sweeping to the right. He can't turn the corner. He is tracked down on the far side of the field. And Jack Ham puts the stopper on him as he ran to the far sideline, and he lost ground. Now, this little fella comes into the game with some great credentials.
And Jack Ham that time was up against his old teammate, Bob Adams. Adams just could not take him out of the play. A beautiful piece of defensive work by Jack Ham.
If you look at the AFC statistics, you'll find Heron in many areas. In the area of rushing, he is number 7 in the AFC with 713 yards and 198 carries. That time he lost a yard. 3rd and 10 for the New England Patriots at the Pittsburgh 39-yard line. Slot right formation. Plunkett takes the football. Plunkett is back deep to throw. Looking. Plenty of time. Gets it away. Received at the Pittsburgh 21. Now the ball is loose. What is the ruling? Ruling, the ball was stopped. Completed pass. It was dead. Randy Bataha, the receiver, came down and in and caught it going to the turf almost in a sitting position. And it is a first down 10 for New England at the Pittsburgh 21-yard line.
And the quarterback, Jim Plunkett, certainly had all day to pass that time. The left defensive end, L.C. Greenwood, was the only man to even get near him.
All right, the ball in possession of the New England Patriots. They're running right to left across your radio dial, and they break out of the huddle. Andy Johnson. Let's make it Eddie Hinton. That sounds better. Eddie Hinton wide to the left, and in the slot, Randy Bataha. They're in the I formation. Mac Heron is at the top of the I. And to give us to Heron, and running to the right, he is nailed short of the line of scrimmage. L.C. Greenwood and Jack Ham make the defensive play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And a loss of about 1.5 yards. Make it 2 yards. Second down and 12. And I'll tell you what, working behind this glass is just like you're not at the ball game.
Yeah, you just can't get the feel of the ball game. It's true, Jack. L.C. that time grabbed little Heron by the shoulder and set him down as if to say, come here, little fella. Reached out and grabbed him. But again, Heron is some kind of ball player. He's proved himself.
Randy Bataha wide to the right. They bring Eddie Hinton out to the left. Pittsburgh pulls 5 men up front. It is second down and 12 yards to go at the Steelers' 23-yard line. Plunkett is the quarterback for the New England Patriots. Plunkett takes. He gives it to Mac Heron, and Heron slices over the right side down to the 20 to the 15. Still fighting the little guy. Goes all the way to the 12-yard line. Mac Heron at 5'5", 170 pounds in his second year out of Kansas State. Finally stopped by Mike Wagner and Glenn Edwards, the 2 safeties for the Steelers. And he is within 1 yard of a first down. And that little guy just runs. He had a nice hole opened up. He slipped through it over the right side, and then under his own power got an extra 5 yards.
You know, the other day, Andy Russell said if we can find him, we'll tackle him. Well, that time Russell didn't find him because Heron went right under his arm. Ducked right under his arm, Andy said, where did he go?
John Tanner has entered the ball game, replacing Eddie Hinton as the second tight end. The other tight end is Bob Adams, 6'2", 225 pounds, in his 5th year out of Pacific. Former Pittsburgh Steeler. Formation is tight. It's at their flanker, Randy Bataha, close on the right side. It is 3rd and 1 in Pittsburgh territory. Jim Plunkett calling the signal. Plunkett takes. The give is the little guy. Heron dives into the right side of the line. He could have the first down. He's near the 11-yard line. Mac Heron carrying the football. And Jack Lambert was there on the stop of the Pittsburgh Steelers, along with Jack Ham. And they're going to set the football back to the 12-yard line, I believe. Matter of fact, we're going to have a penalty. And they're called for delay of game.
Well, that helps out a little bit. I do believe Aaron would have had the first down with something to spare down around the 10-yard line. But they are now faced with 3rd and 6 at the Steelers' 17.
All right, the New England Patriots. 3rd down and 6 yards to go. Set their flanker very wide to the right. Bring the split end out to the left. Plunkett looks at a six-man front for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Plunkett takes. He's back to throw. He's got time. He fires complete down inside to send the ball. Taking the back here. Tries one of the inputs. Touchdown to the New England Patriots. Took the ball at the 9-yard line. Ran over the 5 and into the end zone with Andy Russell in hot pursuit. And New England is on the board with a touchdown, taking a 6-0 lead. With only 5 minutes gone to the first quarter clock, they have scored.
Yes, Myron did a little curl movement inside Andy Russell. They got that fast running back isolated on the linebacker, and once he caught the ball, it was pretty much easy going for the 6 points. So the Patriots have taken a fast lead with only 10 minutes, with 10 minutes still remaining in the first period.
John Smith will try for the point after. Rapp is the holder at the 9-yard line. Ball is down, and the soccer-style kicker boots it. It is good. New England has a 7-0 lead here at Schaefer Stadium. There's a break in the action, and we'll be right back.
Shop in the Basco way. Shop in the Basco way. Shop in the Basco way.
Shopping the Basco way is enjoying fabulous everyday savings on brand name merchandise you trust, like Polaroid's famous Square Shooter 2 camera with electric eye and electronic shutter that sets your exposure automatically. It uses Polaroid's inexpensive Square color film, and the built-in flash takes the inexpensive flash cubes. It even tells you when all 4 flashes are used. The manufacturer's list price is $24.95, but Basco's everyday low price is $18.77. Thousands save every day shopping the Basco way. And remember to register for free Steeler tickets. Basco Catalog Showrooms, Route 22, Monroeville, and at the Whitehall Terrace Shopping Center.
Shop in the Basco way. Shop in the Basco way. Shop in the Basco way.
Okay, with 10 minutes remaining in the first period, the New England Patriots have gone out in front of the Steelers 17-0 on a 17-yard touchdown toss by Jim Plunkett to Myron. And we're off to a bad start here. The Steelers, when they had the ball, were not able to give Bradshaw protection. Now let's see what they do this time.
John Smith kicking off, very high with the wind, sailing down into the end zone. Fielded by Mel Blunt, takes it over the end line, and Pittsburgh will put it in play again at the 20-yard line. Chuck Fairbanks came to the New England Patriots from the University of Oklahoma, or Oklahoma University out of Norman. This is his second season, and he has had some outstanding success. The injuries have racked him up this year. He's the general manager of this ball club, and he just might create a new wave of coaching. He is highly successful, and he has been successful thus far. Got another fellow out at UCLA, or rather out of UCLA at San Diego, Tommy Prothro out of the college ranks. Here's Bradshaw firing in and out of the arms and back into the arms of Larry Brown at the 25, and he goes to the 27, almost the 28-yard line. Ron Bolton, the right cornerback, made the stop. And that looked like it was going to be one of the catches we've been watching recently. The thing went into his arms, out of his arms, and back in again, and Larry held on to it.
Yeah, Larry juggled it a little, yeah.
We've advanced at 8 yards.
It looks like the Steelers are determined to throw that ball against the Patriots. That's what they've done since the start of the ball game.
Second down and 2 yards to go. Shanklin to the right. Frank Lewis wide to the left. Blyer and Harris for the running backs. The give to Rocky Blyer. Make that Franco trying to get over the right side of the line, and he is stopped. He'll lack about a yard of the first down, and Steve Nelson, a rookie from North Dakota, along with strong safety Prentice McCray, are up to make the stop. It's going to be third down and 1 yard to go. I cannot hear the crowd, believe me, but I can hear voices coming from booths on both sides. This is the weirdest place I've ever been in.
Yeah, it's nice and warm and comfortable, but it's just not like being at a football game.
Down below, the New England Patriots are setting up defensively. The official is anchoring the ball against that stiff wind that's blowing, and Bradshaw looks at a 3rd and 1. We've got 2 tight ends. Running backs are Blyer and Harris, and the give to Franco running to the left. Gets a good block. Good opening up over the 35, the 40. Look at, he's to the 50. He's into New England territory and pulled down at the 46-yard line. He got some good blocking. Jerry Mullins cleared the way for him. And Myron, you may have had the glasses on, or who else was in on that one?
Rocky Blyer, a beautiful block on the outside that actually sprung Franco and got him into the clear instantly. And Franco was off and running. So, okay, things have turned around a little better for the Steelers now.
Prentice McCray, a first-year man from Arizona State, made the stop. at the New England 46-yard line. 7-0 in favor of the Patriots. Pittsburgh moving left to right. We've got 7:53 on a turning clock in the first quarter. Bradshaw, the quarterback, has them in the I formation. To give to Blyer, top of the I, drives over the right side across the 45 and down almost to the 42-yard line in New England territory. With the stop made for the New England Patriots, Sam Hunt, rookie linebacker from Stephen P. Austin College. Looking at the interior line for the Steelers, John Kolb at left tackle, Jim Clack in place of Sam Davis, who is injured at left guard. Ray Mansfield at center. Jerry Mullins takes Clack's right guard position. Gordon Revelle at right tackle. Larry Brown the tight end. Bradshaw quarterbacking. Blyer and Harris the running back. Schaefer and Lewis are the wide receivers. It is second down and 6 yards to go for the Pittsburgh Steelers. In New England territory, Bradshaw taking, rolling left, east of the 40, heading out of bounds on the far side of the field at the New England 36.5-yard line. Larry Bradshaw being pursued by Jack Mildren, the free safety, and he went out right at the marker. Did he make it or not? And looking at it very closely, the official is indicating that Pittsburgh is inches from a first down. They're going to set it up, making it third down and inches to go.
A score from Cincinnati, Jack. The Bengals leading the Detroit Lions in the first period 3-0, and we're going to keep you informed on that game throughout the afternoon, fans.
Keep in mind, if the Bengals win and the Steelers lose, then the whole situation rests on the game next Saturday afternoon between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati at Three Rivers. Let's see what happens this afternoon. Two tight ends. Flanker right, Frank Lewis. Bradshaw gives that football to Rocky, and he is offended behind the line of scrimmage, and we will not get the first down on the third down play at the 38-yard line. Ray Hamilton broke through to make the stop, the second-year man from Oklahoma, and that will bring on Bobby Walden. And Pittsburgh will have to give up the football.
This Ray Hamilton is a good one. The Bengals are high on him. He's only a second-year man from Oklahoma, but he's a big guy, and he anchors that middle very well. He plays the nose guard position like you see in college football, nose to nose on the center usually.
Andy Johnson is deep, a single receiver for the New England Patriots.
Come in right now. Fabulous savings on appliances, radios, giftware, even jewelry. Vasco doesn't just talk about inflation. Check Vasco's prices and compare. You can whip inflation right now during the giant 20th anniversary sale. Now underway at all Vasco showrooms. Check your white pages for the showroom nearest you.
Shop in the Vasco way. Shop in the Vasco way. Shop in the Vasco way.
Okay, the Patriots take over at their own 20-yard line. Now, you may know that Jim Plunkett entered this game with a hamstring injury that he incurred last week. He practiced very little this week. I doubt that we're going to see him scramble much today because of that injury. It's going to be up to the Steeler front four to go after him and get him. Thus far, he's gotten excellent protection from his front line, and that's what the Steelers got to do. They got to crack that New England front line.
First down, 10 yards to go. The New England Patriots leading 7-0. 6:11 to play in the opening period here at Foxboro, Mass. Slot left formation. Running back to set wide. And the handoff is given to John Carver. Crashes over the line on the cross buck to the 25 and is out to the 26-yard line. And at the bottom of the play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Wagner, the strong safety. And Wagner is shaken up on the play. He'll require attention. Ralph Berlin and Bob Miley come on the field along with Dr. John Best. And Wagner is injured. So we take time to consider the condition of Mike Wagner down on the field. And to remind you that the Steelers are trailing 7-0 in the ball game. And they're battling not only the Patriots, but a stiff wind in this opening period.
And on that last play, the Patriots sure had plenty of running room at the line of scrimmage. Nobody there to meet the ball carrier. I do believe Mike may have been kicked in the belly, but I can't be sure from this distance. But they're getting him to his feet now. And let's hope he's okay because he's an important guy back there for the Steelers. George Webster, the ex-Steeler, is in the New England starting defense today, and he's playing on the left side, up on the line usually, and I just wonder if the Steelers will not, as the afternoon goes along, try to work on George, knowing that he wasn't good enough to make their first team, so he might be worth exploiting here. Anyhow, they're taking Mike Wagner off the field now. He's walking under his own power.
Jim Plunkett, the number 8 ranked passer in the AFC with an efficiency rating of 63.9. Quarterbacking the New England Patriots, second down and 3 yards to go. Flanker right, split end to the left, and he gives the ball to Tarver, and Tarver hits just off the right side. He'll pick up about a yard to the 28-yard line. He's still possibly a couple of yards short of a first down, and he is hit on the play by the center of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, anchored by Jack Lambert, the rookie from Kent State.
And incidentally, replacing Mike Wagner in the Steeler defense on that play was Donnie Shell, and Shell can hit. He's a rookie, and he can shell shock you.
Comes out of South Carolina State. Third down now and 1 yard to go. John Tanner comes on as the second tight end for the New England Patriots. Flanker set close on the right side. That's Randy Vataha. Running backs are wide. And a fake to Heron, and he flips a quick pass out to the right. It comes in a little low. Tarver drops it around the 35-yard line. Blunt at that time trying to cross up the Steelers, faking the ball to Mac Heron, who had carried it on another occasion for a first down, and flipping the pass out there that fell incomplete. And now, Dave Chappell is on the punt for the New England Patriots. And Pittsburgh is going deep with Glenn Edwards and Lynn Swan. Swan is currently ranked as the number 7 punt return man in the AFC, and Edwards is also among the leaders within the conference. Chappell standing at his own 13-yard line in punt formation. He's got the wind with him, and he punts it beautifully. Spiraling, coming to the near side. There'll be no return on it. It comes out of bounds at Pittsburgh 36-yard line. And now we got a little mixing it up. Down on the field, Glenn Edwards. Involved in just a little bit of a mix-up with Rodrigo Barnes.
Yeah, Glenn thought the play was over, what with the ball having rolled out of bounds, and Barnes was still going at him, so Glenn got up and gave him what for. Steelers football continues after this brief timeout.
All along, Action News means more news in half the time, and that says a lot. Because in 30 minutes, you can get the story behind the headlines. And more news in half the time means the accuracy of Joe DiNardo's weather, sports with Jack Fleming, the incisive consumer reporting of Donna Diener. Add to that the full coverage of the Channel 4 news staff, and you get what the Channel 4 Action News is all about. Join Don Cannon and myself daily, 6 and 11 p.m. on the Channel 4 Action News.
Okay, the Steelers take over in pretty good field position at their own 36-yard line. This afternoon they've been throwing on first down. We'll see if they do that again. Actually, Terry Bradshaw's only thrown 2 passes, but he was sacked once attempting to pass, and by the way, almost sacked another time. He's 1 for 2, though, statistically, and he's throwing into a stiff wind, but he's got that strong arm, and it would take nothing less than a gale, I suppose, to discourage his throwing.
It is first down now and 10 yards to go for the Steelers. The ball is a half yard outside the Pittsburgh 35-yard line. Bradshaw gives it to Franco, coming to the outside of the right, and he gets only a half yard. He makes it to the, no, he gives up a half yard, makes it to the 35-yard line, and he is slowed down by Mel Lunsford and George Webster. Webster, the former Steeler, out of Michigan State, playing the outside linebacker to the left, and Mel Lunsford, the defensive left tackle for the New England Patriots. Second down and 10.5 yards to go for the Steelers. They break out of the huddle. Ray Mansfield goes over the football. Bradshaw's the quarterback, shifts them out of the I formation. Flyer to the left and Franco Harris to the right. New England sacks its defense up front. Bradshaw gives the ball to Blyer. He comes over the right side of the line, finds the hole, crosses the 40 out to the 42-yard line. George Webster and Prentice McCray on the stop for New England. So they found a weakness in the New England defense that time. Rocky Blyer exploited it, brings the ball up to the 42-yard line, just over the 42. It's going to be third down and a short 4.
Well, I suppose that we will see Bradshaw throwing this time. On this series, he changed his tactics, running the ball on first down and on second down as well. But with 4 yards to go, he will probably be tossing here.
All right, Terry Bradshaw lines up the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he drops back to pass. Bradshaw fires, and the ball is caught at the Pittsburgh 49-yard line by Larry Brown. He's immediately belted down to the turf, and he has a first down. Steve King covered him at the 49-yard line, and Pittsburgh has completed His second pass out of 3 tries on the afternoon and picks up his second first down. Steelers trailing New England 7-0.
And both of those completed tosses were to tight end Larry Brown.
Brown came into the game with 13 receptions. He now has 15 on the season, 2 for the afternoon. Franco shifting, few steps to the right. First down 10. Bradshaw, quick pitch to Franco. He has blockers coming to the right, turns the corner at the 50, over the 45, leaps, goes to the 40, and down to the New England 38.5-yard line. With a tackle made by John Tanner. Good blocking that time from Gordy Gravel, the right tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A first down, number 3 on the afternoon for Pittsburgh. And the Steelers have penetrated to the New England 39-yard line. First and 10.
Yeah, you betcha. Gordy Gravel blasted Prentice McRae, the safety man, taking him out of the play nicely. Here's another score from Cincinnati, still in the first period. The Bengals have gotten another field goal. They lead 6-0.
Of course, Gilman is having an afternoon. First down 10, Bradshaw shifts them out of the I formation. Blyer and Harris are the running backs. Flanking right, Shanklin. Split left, Harris. A handoff to Franco. Cross buck through the middle. He's down to the 35-yard line. Wading through people. Picks up 4 yards. Ray Hamilton and Mel Lunsford holding on for dear life and stopping Franco Harris after a gain of 4 yards. It is second down and 6 yards to go. Steelers now at the New England 35-yard line. The clock shows 1:44 seconds to play in the opening quarter of the ball game. Frank Lewis will set up to the left. Ron Shanklin to the right. Shanklin gets immediate coverage from John Sanders, the left cornerback. Gives him about 10 yards. And off is to Blyer. Blyer hits off the right side and fights his way to the 32-yard line and is thrown back by Ray Hamilton and Mel Lunsford. That leaves them about 3 yards short of a first down. We'll be back after this pause on the Steelers Football Network.
This is Pittsburgh's #1 sports station with Myron Cope on sports, Pitt football and basketball. Plus,
The Pittsburgh Steelers, WTAE AM and FM Pittsburgh.
So once again, Bradshaw in that third down situation. He connected the last time. Let's see if he can do it again.
Okay, it is 3rd and 3. Bob Geddes is in there as a linebacker for New England. Bradshaw drops straight back there after him. He throws under pressure and completes it to Larry Brown again at the 27-yard line. And Brown is thrown back, and he's still on his feet as the play is whistled dead. John Sanders making the play on Larry Brown. And they're going to spot the football at the New England 27-yard line. It's another first down for the Steelers. That is the 4th first down. The 4th pass tried, 3 of them completed, and all 3 of them have been to Larry Brown. And that boosts his total from 13 on the season up to 16. And right now he has almost a 4th as many passes completed to him as he's had all season long. 3 on the afternoon. Quick pitch to the right side. Franco Harris carries the football, needs help. He slips and goes down as he cuts at the 25-yard line. He'll pick up 2 yards from the play. Steve Nelson covered him. Franco that time was trying to cut away from the defenders, lost his footing on the polyturf, and went down at the 25-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
And you can't say enough for Terry Bradshaw and Larry Brown on that first down pass play. I'll talk more about it in a little bit.
Right now we're at the end of the first quarter with the score New England 7, Pittsburgh 0.
Shop in the Basco way. Shop in the Basco way. Shop in the Basco way.
Shopping the Basco way is enjoying fabulous everyday savings on brand name merchandise you trust, like Polaroid's famous Square Shooter 2 camera with electric eye and electronic shutter that sets your exposure automatically. It uses Polaroid's inexpensive Square color film, and the built-in flash takes the inexpensive flash cubes. It even tells you when all 4 flashes are used. The manufacturer's list price is $24.95, but Basco's everyday low price is $18.77. Thousands save every day shopping the Basco way. And remember to register for free Steeler tickets. Basco catalog showrooms, Route 22 Monroeville, and at the Whitehall Terrace Shopping Center.
Shop in the Basco way. Shop in the Basco way. Shop in the Basco way.
I started to tell you before about that third down pass. Bradshaw was under fierce pressure. He did great to get the ball up, and Larry Brown made a great leaping catch in traffic. So those 2 guys You got to give them lots of credit for getting that first down. Now, Franco on first down inside the Patriots' 30-yard line only gained a yard, perhaps 2 yards, so the Steelers are now facing second down and 8 at the New England 25-yard line, and they've got the wind at their back now. It's a good, stiff wind.
J.D. Fogarty points out that Pittsburgh game plan might be to be working Larry Brown on George Webster. He's been cutting across through his territory. He's been successful in catching 3 passes. Second down, 8 to give to Blyer. Finds the hole, then it closes. It comes over the 25 to the 23-yard line, and Steve Nelson was waiting and belted him down. So the ball is advanced to the 23-yard line, and the Steelers are in New England territory. And as they adjust the down marker on the far side of the field, it is third down and 6 yards to go. The first quarter of today's game was brought to you by Vasco Catalog Showrooms, and the second period of action is presented in part by Union Carbide, Ever-Ready Batteries, and by Master Engineers Corporation. Third down, 6 yards to go. The Steelers at the New England 23-yard line. New England with a 5-man front. Terry Bradshaw calling the signals for Pittsburgh, and Bradshaw's back fakes the ball. Now firing screen pass to the right, and Blyer can't hold it at the 26-yard line. Blyer has a screen of blockers in front of him. The ball here to hit his fingertips and fall away, came a little bit behind him.
Yeah, I do believe that was the case, Jack. You can't blame Rocky for the drop. Terry Bradshaw threw it a little behind him. So we'll see Roy Jarella now kicking from about the 30-yard line. The Steelers, of course, trailing in this ballgame, 7-0 early in the second period.
Ball will hold it very near the 31, about the 30 and a half. We'll call it a 41-yard attempt in this range. Jarella is 2 for 4. Ball is down with the wind. He kicks it. It is long enough, and it is good. A 41-yard field goal for Roy Jarella, and the Steelers are on the board with their first points of the afternoon. It is a 7-3 ball game in favor of the New England Patriots, and Pittsburgh will kick off now to New England.
Well, there was no problem there with distance because Jarella, with that good wind behind him, easily kicked that well. If it weren't for the screen that intercepts the ball behind the end zone, I suppose he'd have kicked it 50 yards easily. There's a break in the action, and we'll be right back.
Look, if you spent a lot on your camera, you're not about to use ordinary batteries in it. So come to the top. If your cassette player is always going and you need a battery that can keep going too, come to the top of the Ever-Ready line. Come to the Ever-Ready Alkaline Power Cell, our best, longest-lasting power source. No ordinary battery ever made works so hard, so long. Repeat, no ordinary battery ever made works so hard, so long as the Ever-Ready Alkaline Power Cell. Now you can get a $1 refund on specially marked packages of Ever-Ready Alkaline Power Cells. Details at participating Ever-Ready dealers. Come to the top. Come to the Ever-Ready Alkaline Power Cells.
Roy Jarella kicks off for the Pittsburgh Steelers and kicks the ball all the way over the end line. Mac Heron was deep, along with Andy Johnson. Heron ranks among the leaders in the AFC in kickoff returns, but he had no opportunity as Jarella kicked with this very, very stiff wind behind him. He kicked the ball well out over the end line, and New England puts it in play at its own 20. We're just into the second quarter, 14:05 to play in this period, and the Steelers trail 7-3.
And incidentally, they call this Schaefer Stadium, and there was a rumor going around the press box that the Schaefer beer people may be a potential purchaser of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't know if there's anything to it or not. It was just a rumor.
It is first down 10 now for the New England Patriots. They move left to right here in the second quarter. The pitch out to the left side to John Carver, and he is corralled by Andy Russell at the 24-yard line. It appeared as though he might be caught short of the line of scrimmage. And he swung out there and got away from Glenn Edwards, the free safety. He came over the line of scrimmage and up to the 23 where they spot the football with Russell making the tackle.
But Edwards did give him the initial hit, and that guy was really rolling, and Glenn came up there with lots of guts and plowed into him and gave him the initial hit to really bust up the play.
You're using some tough words this afternoon, belly and guts.
Well, Glenn Edwards got them both.
That's what you call heavy language. It is second down and 7. Plunkett gives the ball to Heron. Look out, there goes the little guy. He's fumbled the football, scooped up by Pittsburgh, dropped by Pittsburgh. Mel Blunt had the ball, now has recovered it at the 19-yard line. Blunt scooped up the fumble, started to take off with it, lost it, and then recovered it at the New England 19-yard line. So, little Mac Heron has given up the football, and Pittsburgh has it at the New England 19. Randy Russell hit him, made him cough up the ball. Blunt scooped it up, dropped it, then fell on it at the 19. It is 1st and 10.
I'll tell you, Jack, it was a cinch touchdown. Blunt was gone if he didn't drop the ball. He scooped it up. He was on his way. Blockers in front of him. Nobody there, but he dropped the ball.
1st down 10 now at the New England 19-yard line. They're in the I formation. Blyer at the top of the I takes the ball. Blockers going over the right side, runs into trouble. He'll get a couple of yards. Rocky Blyer, Ray Hamilton made the stop. Jim Clack was trying to clear the way with limited success on the play. Let's see what they're going to mark the football. They put it at the 17.5-yard line, picked up about 1.5 yards. 2nd down and a good strong 8 yards to go.
And the rain is falling here at Foxboro, Mass. 12:48 left in the second period. The Steelers trailing 7-3.
Steelers are out of the huddle. They're in the I formation. The flankers to the right, the split end. Frank Lewis to the left, to the near side of the field. Pittsburgh moving right to left. And here's Bradshaw throwing into the left flat. And the ball is taken by Lewis. He comes down over the 15 to the 10 and goes down at the 10-yard line. Steve King and Ron Bolton making the stop. Ray Mansfield doing a good job of blocking on the play. And Bradshaw that time hit Lewis in the left flat area where he held his position, took the ball, picked up his blocking screen, and goes to the New England 10. And that leaves Pittsburgh just a yard short of a 1st down.
Yes, it was the screen pass, the fake of the running play, the fake to Franco Harris, and the throw into the flat with Kolb and Mansfield both out there to block for Frank Lewis. So it's 3rd down and a yard to go, and Bradshaw has now completed 4 tosses in 6 attempts.
Frank Lewis has picked up his 28th reception of the season. Randy Grossman is on as the 2nd tight end. 3rd and 1 for Pittsburgh. Formation is tight. Flanker set out to the right, Lewis. The give is to Franco. Big hole over the right side. He drives down over the 5, inside the 5 to the 4-yard line, and we have a 1st down inside the New England 5-yard line with Jack Milgren, the free safety, making the stop for the Patriots. That will be Pittsburgh's 5th 1st down of the afternoon.
Here's nice news from Cincinnati. The Detroit Lions have tied it up 6-6, but get this, they missed the extra point. They're tied with the Cincy Bengals, 6-6 in the 1st period. 2nd period, I'm sorry.
Pittsburgh going with the wind at the New England 4-yard line. We're in the 2nd quarter. The clock is turning with 11:25 to play in the period. New England leading 7-3. Bradshaw has them knocking at the door following the fumble recovery. Here is Franco coming off the left side, just outside of tackle. He's down to the 3-yard line, possibly the 2.5. Ron Bolton, 3-year veteran at right corner, and Ray Hamilton, the middle guard. Craig Hanneman is in there now. In on the play. Hanneman, a former Steeler out of Oregon State, and the ball is being marked at the 2-yard line.
And what's interesting, Jack, is they're running against the Pats defense, which has been very, very tough against the run.
New England pulled its linebackers. They've gone into a goal line defense, and Hanneman is in that defense. They stack them up front. It is 2nd down and 2. Franco Harris puts his head down and belts his way into the end zone for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Steelers have their 1st touchdown of the afternoon. Franco going in from 2 yards out, and the Steelers take the lead in the ball game by a 9-7 count. He carried Steve Nelson into the end zone with him. Pittsburgh on 5 plays covering 19 yards, following a great hit by Andy Russell that knocked the ball away from Mac Heron. And it was scooped up by Mel Blunt, who downed it at the 19-yard line. Roy Girella goes for the point after. It is blocked. The kick is blocked. So it is unsuccessful as Ken Pope and Julius Adams had hands on it. Adams getting the major portion of the block kick. And you were saying it happened in the Cincinnati game. Detroit had one that was unsuccessful. We have done the same thing. Down on the field with the Steelers leading 9-7. There's a break in the action. And from Foxboro, we'll be right back.
Listen, ordinary batteries are great for flashlights, but not for a camera you use a lot. So come to the top. If you work your calculator hard and you need a battery that can work hard too, come to the top of the Ever-Ready line. Come to the ever-ready alkaline power cell, our best, longest-lasting power source. No ordinary battery ever made works so hard, so long. Repeat, no ordinary battery ever made works so hard, so long as the ever-ready alkaline power cell. And now you can get a $1 refund on specially marked packages of ever-ready alkaline power cells. Details at participating ever-ready dealers. Come to the top. Come to the ever-ready alkaline power cell.
Heron and Johnson are deep for the New England Patriots. Girella kicking off right to left. This time it's coming in shorter, and Heron waits for it. Yard deep in the end zone. Out over the 5 to 10. He's to the 15, first to the left. Trying to get over the 20-yard line. Nailed right along the 20-yard line, cutting to the far side of the field, and the tackle made by Lawrence Taves. Mac Heron with a 21-yard return from 1 yard deep in the end zone to the 20. New England is back in business on offense. The Patriots in scarlet jerseys moving left to right. First down, 10 yards to go at their own 20.
Good play by Lawrence Taves, a good short tackle, and Heron, he can fly. He came up the middle, then veered to his left to the outside, and if he gets to turn that corner on the outside, why, he's liable to be gone, but Taves hit him beautifully.
Slot left formation, Randy Bataha in the slot inside Eddie Hinton. Quarterback is Jim Plunkett. The running backs are set wide. Plunkett calling the signals from his own 20-yard line, and he gives the ball to Mac Heron coming to the right. Drives across the 20-yard line and is corralled at the 23-yard line. J.T. Thomas got the initial hit on him. Donnie Shell came up to put a little force into the situation. J.T. in his second year out of Florida State. And the ball is spotted at the 23. This is a 3-yard gain, second down and 7.
That doggone little guy is hard to find. 3 men, Fats Holmes, Dwight White, and somebody else were in the backfield to meet him, and how he got out of there, I don't know, but he made yardage.
He's a distant cousin of Henry Wadsworth's short fellow. Second down, 7. Plunkett the quarterback. Pittsburgh jumps offside. Flags go down. Let's see what the ruling will be. Pittsburgh jumps over. Were the Steelers pulled over? They were, because Mad Dog White is clapping his hands. Bill Lenkitis, the center, pulled him over. 7-year veteran from Penn State, originally listed as a guard on the roster. Playing at center, a 5-yard mark off against New England, puts the ball back at the 18-yard line.
And this game has been practically free of penalties. I do believe that's only the second penalty in the ball game. Yeah, and they each one for just 5 yards, both against New England.
It is second down and 12 yards to go. New England comes out of the huddle, sets the flanker out to the left side. Running backs are Heron and Tarver, T-A-R-V-E-R. Quarterback is Plunkett. Jim Plunkett takes, gives the ball to Heron, running to the left. He is nailed. Great play by Andy Russell. He's off to a great start this afternoon, back at the 13-yard line, and the little guy trying to find running room to the left is nailed by Russell, and that sets New England back to its own 13-yard line. It's going to be third down now and 17 yards to go.
And that's what the Steelers got to do. They got to beat on these guys a little bit because, you know, New England's chances of making the playoffs are very slim, and if you beat on them good, they're liable to just quit this afternoon. That's what the Steelers need. Nice play by Andy Russell.
Lawrence Taves has been as the fourth linebacker, and that sends Ernie Holmes off the field. Arrowhead goes over to the bench area. Jim Plunkett lines up the Patriots. A little stunning by the Steeler linebackers. Slipping up into the gap, then falling back, and Plunkett is deep. Plunkett stands his ground, throws, and a diving try at the 24-yard line. It was trapped. It is incomplete. Bob Adams had hooked at the 24-yard line, and the ball came in low. Bad throw by Plunkett. That was his third pass of the afternoon. It is his first miss. Dave Chappell will do the punting for the New England Patriots. His punt will carry left to right. Lynn Swan and Ben Edwards go deep for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Chappell standing about 2 yards deep in his own end zone, kicking into the wind. Edwards and Swan are up in the area of the New England 45 to the 50-yard line. Here's the snap of Lowen. Chappell gets his punt away. Wobbly. Up to the 31. Bouncing, taking a Pittsburgh bounce inside the 30 and down at the 29-yard line as John Tanner down the football. And again, the Steelers come up with superb field position. Steelers football continues after this brief timeout.
Well, I don't think we're going to see much more of Mike Wagner. He's down at the end of the bench there, and here, he doesn't seem to be in too good a shape. He's crouched, he's resting his elbows on his knees, and apparently that injury has finished him at least for a while. I'm going to try to get you a report on that later and find out just exactly what is wrong. Incidentally, the Eagles lead the New York Giants 6-0 in the second quarter. We gave you that score from Cincinnati. It's tied up. The Bengals 6, the Detroit Lions 6. The Lions missing an extra point. And we're going to keep you posted right on the ball here this afternoon. Throughout that game, we're going to be right on the ball and let you know what's happening with the Bengals, because that's important to the Steelers. There go the Steelers at the New England 29-yard line, first down.
Sammy Davis in street clothes over there talking to Mike Wagner. Wagner holding his head, not feeling too well. A handoff to Franco, drives off the right side, down over the 25, inside of the 23, maybe has the 22.5-yard line. Mel Lunsford made the tackle for the New England Patriots, and Franco that time picks up a good strong 6.5 yards for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Second down, about 3.5 yards to go. Lunsford, Hamilton, Adams in that front three. Webster, Nelson, Hunt, and King are the linebackers. Sanders and Bolton on the corners. McCray and Milgren are the safeties. Pittsburgh moving right to left, leading in the ball game 9-7. Gary Bradshaw barking the signal. He gives it to Franco through the middle across the 20, still driving down to the 16-yard line. And he has a first down as Sam Hunt and Jack Milgren finally ride him to the turf. The big guy from Penn State has picked up a first down, and he's off to another good start on the afternoon running.
And in this second period, Jack, the Steeler front line is blocking beautifully on the run. Whoops, Cincinnati has gone ahead of the Lions, now 9-6 in the second period.
That's an interesting ball game, isn't it? I don't know why. Looks interesting. Gary Bradshaw brings them out of the huddle. First down 10. Bradshaw on a hesitation give to Franco Harris. He comes through the middle to the 14, picks up about 2 yards. Mel Lunsford and Steve Nelson reacted very quickly to that play. And Franco came into the hole and found them waiting as he picked up 2 yards. Second down 8 from the New England 14-yard line. Remember, next week we play on Saturday afternoon. The windup of the 74 campaign, the Cincinnati Bengals at Three River Stadium at 1 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 12:40 with Chuck Knoll. Like to have you with us, like to have you at the stadium. If you come to the stadium, bring your radio and listen to the poetry of Henry Wadsworth Shortfellow. Quick pitch to the right side. Franco has it, has the blocking, and puts his head down and goes to the 10-yard line. Larry Brown was out there blocking. They were having a little trouble clearing the path for Franco, so he just simply put his head down and went forward. George Webster and Ray Hamilton on the stop for New England. Going to be third down and 4.
Well, Larry Brown was not able to take George Webster out of the play, but still Larry did a pretty nice job on him. He made him retreat pretty well and enabled Franco to gain some yardage. Third down and 4 at the 10-yard line.
Third down, 4 yards to go. We have Frank Lewis split to the left on the near side. Shanklin flanking to the far side from the I formation. Bradshaw flips it wide to Frank Lewis in the left flat area. That was the quick shot out to Lewis. It was a little high and wide. Ron Bolton up the cover very quickly on the play. The pass is incomplete, and that brings on Roy Girella. Pittsburgh has thrown 7 passes, completed 4. Girella kicked the field goal from 41 yards earlier. He is now tried 25 and made good on 17. This one is from the 17-yard line, a 27-yard attempt. Bobby Walden is the holder. Girella kicks with the wind. Ball is down. Girella boots it high and long. It is good. So Girella has hit the field goal, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have moved out to a 12-7 lead over the New England Patriots. A 5-point lead.
Yeah, well, that's not bad. I'd have preferred the touchdown, but okay. The score again now is 12-7 Steelers. And you wondered whether you had to be a little nervous on that field goal, even though Girella had that strong wind at his back, because the last time he kicked, which was an extra point attempt, why he had it blocked. So you had to be a little nervous and wonder if Giroux was a little nervous too, remembering that block kick. But he put it up there very nicely. And the Steelers, although they have only scored one touchdown, their offense has now been moving nicely, particularly on the ground. The front line doing some nice blocking for Franco Harris in particular. He's carried the ball most of the time. Franco needs to average a little more than 100 yards a game to make 1,000.
Girella kicks off. Boy, does he kick it way, way, way back deep. And it's over the end line and out of play. McCarron followed it all the way back, but Roy Girella with the wind behind him booted that one beautifully. No return whatsoever. And the ball will be put in play at the 20-yard line by the New England Patriots. First down and 10 yards to go. New England trailing in the ball game 12-7. Here in the booth with us this afternoon, Lou Friendly Skies Crack covering the Pittsburgh Steelers, and J.D. Fogarty covering the New England Patriots. A couple of Irishmen. And Plunkett, another Irishman, is ready to go. First down 10. Plunkett rolls right, looking, firing, complete to the 21-yard line. And the receiver, John Carver, is ridden down at the sideline, hit by Jack Tam and Connie Shell. Clock continues to turn as the ruling is he went down inside the sideline. There's no gain on the play as they set the ball finally back to the 20. Appeared as though he had advanced it a yard or two, but there is no gain whatsoever.
And that is only the fourth time this afternoon, I believe, that Plunkett has thrown. He's 3 for 4.
One of them for a touchdown. Man close in the slot on the right side. They're wide in both directions, giving them a single setback. And Plunkett takes. Stop short. Throws. Almost. It is intercepted at the 27-yard line. Intended for Bob Adams, and Jack Tam on a diving try with one hand pulled it in. And the Pittsburgh Steelers take over the football on a fine play by Jack Tam. He came up with the interception on the pass intended for Bob Adams. Ham gets his 5th interception of the season, and that is number 24 for the Steeler defense.
And the Steelers have been getting some good field position. That short punt before that put them in scoring position, and they got a field goal out of it. Now they're at the 27-yard line of New England.
First down, 10 yards to go. Steelers moving right to left, 5:13 on the clock. Terry Bradshaw gives the ball to Franco, skips a little, flag down on the play, cuts over the left side of the 20 and down to the 18, but we have the penalty marker down. And we're getting a call. Here's the signal. Holding against the Steelers. Ron Bolton made the stop for New England, but we're going to get a 10-yard mark-off against Pittsburgh. Penalty marker went right down at the line of scrimmage, and the referee is consulting, picking up the football and marking off the 27-10 back to the 37, the first major penalty of the ball game.
And, of course, when you see that official run up through the defense and throw that flag in the middle, you usually figure, whoops, here comes a holding call, because that's the guy who can spot that holding.
Well, they put the ball at the 37-yard line, first down 20. John Sanders spreads out to the left, gives coverage to Ron Shanklin. Ron Bolton is assigned to Frank Lewis on the near side. And Bradshaw gives the ball to Franco. He needs help. He's in trouble at the 38, and down he goes. They broke up the blocking, and Julius Adams made the stop with Ray Hamilton. Adams is a 4-year veteran from Texas Southern. He goes 257. Hamilton, their middle guard, a second-year man from Oklahoma. And the loss is back to the 38-yard line, so now it is going to be second down, and let's see. How do you count it? 21 yards to go. Can you see that?
I would say, yeah, 21, yeah.
That looks good.
Close to 21.
Randy Grossman into the ball game, replacing Larry Brown at tight end. They bring Sam Hunt off, win to a new alignment up front. 5-man front set up. Bradshaw takes. Bradshaw's deep, and they're after him. He flips it out to the right, and again it comes in just short of Rocky Blyer at the 41-yard line and falls incomplete. Blyer trying to reach back with a ball on the run, could not hold it, slipped off his fingertips. So the 8th pass of the afternoon is incomplete as we pause now for station identification.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, and I'm right here every afternoon, 12 to 3, with hit music of the 50s, 60s, and now.
WTAE AM and FM Pittsburgh.
Great rush that time by Tony McGee and Julius Adams on Terry Bradshaw. We now have a new tight end back in. Larry Brown returns, replacing Randy Grossman for the Steelers. Clock is 4:14 to play in the second quarter. Bradshaw drops back. Here they come. He's got time, and he throws complete to Blyer at the 31. He's called it at the 30-yard line, and down he goes. Rocky Blyer pulls it in. Steve King makes the tackle on Blyer. Good, strong hit, and the Steelers have moved the ball back to the 30-yard line. That is the ninth pass, the fifth completed on the afternoon, and Roy Girella is on again. Bobby Walden, the holder, and Girella at good long range now. 37, almost the 38-yard line. This will be a 48-yard attempt. He's got that wind behind him. Here's the snap. Walden puts it down. Girella kicks it. It is long enough. It is wide. Took that one a little bit. That's the first miss for Girella this afternoon. It went like a bullet, but it was wide of its target. And New England takes over the football at its own 20 with the Steelers in command at the moment, 12-7.
And, of course, Girella went into this ball game leading the AFC in scoring, leading Buffalo's John Leifel by 1 point. And he's been able to gain 6 more points this afternoon. That one would have been nifty for him, and he made that. But he did not. He kicked it strong, but he kicked it wide, so the Patriots take over at their own 30-yard line, the ball being moved back to the line of scrimmage.
Right, a technical miss by me that time. Back out to the 30, where it started, the new rule. Slot left formation. Plunkett the quarterback. Plunkett takes. Plunkett gives to Tarver. Ready to the left, cuts back up over the 30, comes to the 33-yard line and runs into a host of white jerseys. Down he goes. Glenn Edwards was there to give help to Jack Lambert. Donnie Shell. And a good, strong, powerful hit, gang tackle. And the ball is spotted at the 33-yard line. 2nd down and 7. New England has been pretty well dominated in this second quarter through the last part of the initial period.
Yeah, I'm having fun watching Donnie Shell. Boy, he is a hitter. He's getting his break this afternoon with Mike Wagner hurt, and so far he's doing okay.
Then Edwards limping a little bit as he gets back into position. 2nd down, 7. New England moving left to right. Plunkett gives the draw handoff to Tarver. Tarver cuts over the left side across the 40-yard line. Out to the 42, he has a first down. Jack Lambert and Jack Ham finally bring him down. The Patriots got 2 first downs early, and they've gone a long spell without one, so that is their 3rd of the afternoon, and the ball is between the 41 and 42-yard line. First down, 10. And Dick Kahn is coming into the ball game to give relief to Glenn Edwards, and he is limping as he goes off the field. So, we've got 2 rookie safeties in there. Let's see what New England does with that. 1st and 10 at the 41.5-yard line. Plunkett gives the ball to the little guy, Mac Tarrant, and it looks like an explosion. The Steelers meet him around the 44-yard line. Ernie Holmes and Joe Green. Listen to this. 275-pound Joe Green, 260 pounds of Ernie Holmes, and that comes to something like, 535 pounds, hitting Mac Tarrant, who goes 170. Slightly bigger than Cope. There's a break in the action, and we'll be right back.
Don Quixote, the man in search of the impossible dream. A man we all admire, but as much as we'd like to, we're unable to match his heroic proportions. However, the people at Master Engineers do share the rather unfashionable qualities of Sancho Panza, such as a genuine eagerness to serve the people they work for, a total dedication to the projects at hand, a stubborn determination to reach the objectives of their clients regardless of obstacles, and a true understanding of what the word loyalty means. Perhaps it's because Master Engineers Corporation is the Sancho Panza of the engineering world that the company is considered unique in today's somewhat jaded world of commerce. A company where impossible dreams become practical realities. Call for their brochure at 412-281-0600. That's 281-0600.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. The Steelers leading the Patriots 12-7. The Steelers with 2 rookies playing the safety positions now, Donnie Shell and Dick Kahn. I'd have thought perhaps Plunkett on first down there a moment ago would have gone straight to the air, not knowing whether Edwards is out for long or not. But he ran the ball at 2nd down and 8. Jack?
Slot left formation. Randy Badaha is in the slot inside of Eddie Hinton. Quarterback is Jim Plunkett. Plunkett back to throw. Plunkett screen pass to the left side, complete to Tarver over the 40, and they hit him and get him at the 43. Flags go down. Andy Russell on the tackle. Joe Green going to be charged with defensive holding. Green was set up on a sharp angle to penetrate that time. snap. Friendly marker went down, and we get a consultation. Holding against the Steelers. Defensive holding cost us 5 yards and give New England a first down.
Well, on that play, Joe Green and Fats Holmes were looping. They've been doing a little of that this afternoon. Fats tore after the quarterback, Jim Plunkett, but of course he wanted him to do that. It was a little screen, and Joe grabbed a hold of Sam Adams by the jersey, one of the blockers, and just threw him to the ground, and they say you can't do that, Joe. So it's the first down at the 47-yard line of the New England Patriots. Plunkett over the ball.
Slot right formation. Plunkett is the quarterback. And here the Steelers jumping over. Penalty marker goes down. Plunkett is deep. He fires downfield. Look out. He's got a man open. Pulled in by Heron at the 18. Heron is over the 10. He's at the 5 and down at the 3-yard line. Heron got behind those two safeties, and they finally did it. They went for the two rookie safeties. He got behind. They're going to mark the ball back to the 5. The penalty marker was down. Let's see what that means. Offside against Pittsburgh declined. So the New England Patriots have moved the ball from their own 47 down to the Pittsburgh 5-yard line. And that is a pickup of 48 yards.
Yes, Mac Heron got behind Dick Cohen, the rookie safety man who only came into the ball game a few moments ago. Got behind him for the catch. Nicely thrown ball, a gain of 50 yards. Let's call it 48 yards on the play. The ball being spotted just outside the Steeler 5-yard line. 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in the first half, so the Patriots have plenty of time with which to work for their score here. They trail the Steelers in this ball game 12-7.
Glenn Edwards is back in it. Did Heron catch the pass to the touchdown? He did, didn't he?
I'm not sure of that.
That's right. That gives him 2 catches on the afternoon, 32 on the season. Well, that was a big play. Here they go on first down. Pitch out to the left side to Heron. He is trapped and ridden down. Back at the 12-yard line. There'll be a loss on the play. Mac Heron, the ball carrier. Ernie Holmes got to him first. Back at the 12-yard line, it's going to be second down, or make that the 7-yard line, second down and 7. Who are you talking to? You get the report?
Yeah, I got a report on Mike Wagner, Jack. He's got a mild concussion, and it's uncertain whether he'll return this afternoon to the playing field. No report on Glenn Edwards as yet. Is he back in now? Okay, so Glenn's all right. I was busy on that telephone here. They've got a telephone system here where they flash your red light for reports, and I missed the red light because it's behind Fleming. For reports, and I missed the red light because it's behind Fleming's head. So I picked up the phone, and a guy said, I flashed the light. I already gave the report. I said, well, give it once more to me, will you? You know, with the car.
I thought you were calling your wife to see if she'd gotten in off the turnpike yet.
Yeah, she was trapped there in that big snow. Well, the ball's at the Steelers 7-yard line. Let's get back to the football game. And the Patriots have a chance here to take the lead and go to the dressing room with that lead. The last we heard from Cincinnati was the Bengals out in front of the Detroit Lions 9-6. And as soon as we get another report, we'll pass it. 6. And as soon as we get another report, we'll pass it along to you. The Steelers, of course, just have to win this ball game to open the champagne and celebrate the clinching of the Central Division title. You're telling me they're not allowed to have champagne in football, but I heard that they've got some champagne ready. Maybe I should make it public. I don't know. No, they don't have any champagne then. Let's put it that way. They don't have any champagne. Luke Trek is the conscience here.
Now let's get back to the football. That 7-yard line. It's second down and goal. Slot right formation. New England is ready to go. Look at the quarterback. Steelers stack him up front. Plunkett. Back to throw. Has protection. He fires too long. Trying to hit his target, Randy Bataha. Down at the end line. Mel Blunt down there to cover. Along with Donnie Shell. Bataha, the 4-year veteran from Stanford, he'd have had more than he could handle, pulling that ball in and staying in bounds. Overthrown. That is the 7th pass for Jim Plunkett. 4 of them completed, 1 for a touchdown. Eddie Hinton has returned as a wide receiver, replacing Andy Johnson. Ball is at Pittsburgh 7. Third down and 7 to go for a touchdown. 1:28 to play in the first half. Pittsburgh leading 12-7. If we can head them off at this one, chances are we can go off the field with a lead at halftime. Split left, flanker right. And here is Plunkett backpedaling, gets away from the tackler and charges forward and dives in at about the 2-yard line. And coming in there that time was L.C. Greenwood trying to nail him and could not stop him deep. And Plunkett spun away from him, moved out and shot forward, and they're going to spot the ball at the 3-yard line where he was brought down by Glenn Edwards and Donnie Shell. John Smith is on to try for the field goal. New England is not going to risk any disaster down there in scoring territory. Smith thus far on the season has hit 13 of 18 field goal tries, and this is very close range. He'll be kicking from probably the 10 at about 20-yard range. He's made 5 out of 6. And he's kicking at the goal post to our right. 1:20 remaining to play in the first half. We've still got time to get something started after the kickoff. Or we may get the ball back at the 20-yard line. If he misses, Neil Graff is the holder. John Smith. Snap of the football down at the 10. Smith puts it. It is good. So Smith scores the field goal for New England. And Pittsburgh beats the Patriots now 12-10 with 1:16 remaining to play in the first half.
That snap was a little high, I thought, and I hoped that maybe it would foul John Smith up, but it didn't. He put that ball right through. So we've got 1:16 remaining in the first half, and the Steelers leading 12-10. And let's see whether they'll attempt to just run the clock out or try to do something with that football. My guess is they will try to make the most of it. When you got that football, you usually want to try to score. Get out there at least where you can kick a field goal. They've been hurt this afternoon by the fact that Roy Girella, although he has made 2 field goals, missed one with the wind at his back, that strong wind blowing right to left from where we sit. And he also had an extra point block, Roy did.
Edwards has been pulled out because of that injury, and Lynn Swan is in there to receive. Let's see what happens if Swan gets the football. Let's see what happens. Out of the huddle they come, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Terry Bradshaw quarterbacking. Frank Lewis wide to the left. Flanking right is Ron Shanklin. Shifts them out of the I formation. Bradshaw takes, gives to Franco. Feeling his way carefully over the right side of the line. Comes up to the 20-yard line. Picks up 3 yards on the play. Mel Lunsford on the tackle for New England. Gain of 3 yards. George Webster comes out of the play, the former Steeler. The clock is turning with 51 seconds, so it would appear that Pittsburgh is going to play it close to the vest and let that clock turn. The Steelers have 3 timeouts remaining. Lining up in the I with Lewis out to the left to the near side. Shifting out of the I. Flyer comes to the left. And the give is to Franco again, plowing into the middle of the line. And he comes to the 22.5-yard line. Julius Adams and Sam Hunt on the stop for New England. Now New England is going to use the timeout. The last timeout for the Patriots with 28 seconds remaining. And Pittsburgh now on its 3rd down play. 3rd down and 4 yards to go.
Yes, New England using up their last timeout, and you might say putting themselves in the role of the aggressor here. In other words, they're saying, we've got you in the hole, and we're going to try to get that ball back and get a score up there on the board before this half ends. But only 28 seconds remain, and I doubt that they can get that football back. The Steelers probably will use a very time-consuming play, a sweep or something of that nature, and then And that probably will do it because New England cannot stop the clock again with the timeout. They've used theirs up.
J.D. has Franco with 16 carries, 75 yards on the afternoon. They're at the 23-yard line now. Bradshaw calls the signal. Draw handoff to Franco. Big hole comes through, cuts to the left over the 25 and up to the 29-yard line. Goes down on the turf. He's lost the football, but it's after the whistle. He went down on the turf. The ball is dead. Now what are they ruling? New England hasn't. No, it's Pittsburgh's ball. The ball is dead when he hits the turf. Sam Hunt and Ron Bolton make the stop. So a nice gain on that play for Franco Harris, moving the football from the 22 to the 30, 8-yard gain. A first down for the Steelers, and the clock is turning. They're going to let it run out. Franco's total is up 83 yards on the afternoon. clock ticks off the final seconds of the second quarter. So we come to the end of the first half with the score Pittsburgh 12, New England 10. Today's second quarter was brought to you in part by Union Carbide Ever-Ready batteries.
Rolls and has the size, they have it, and Cooper Tires. Now back to Jack Fleming and Myron Cope.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Getting ready for the second half at Schaefer Stadium in Foxboro, Mass. The Steelers leading the Patriots 12-10. And looking at the first half statistics, we see that Terry Bradshaw throwing is 5 for 9. He had a few passes dropped, too. 5 for 9 for 35 yards. Jim Plunkett is 4 for 8 for 83 yards. Most of his yardage coming on a 48-yard toss to Mac Heron that set up a field goal late in the second quarter. Franco Harris is having a big day. He's rolled for 84 yards, and let's see what Franco needs to reach 1,000. He needs just a little over 200 yards to be exact. Let's see. Let me look at the statistics here. Franco went into this ball game with 791 yards, so he needed 209 yards to reach the 1,000 mark. He got 84 in the first half today. The third quarter of today's game is brought to you by Pittsburgh National Bank, and we'll have the second half kickoff in a minute.
Friends, this is Mel Allen. Now you can get an official NFL sports shirt, the same shirt worn by the Steeler players and coaches, free from Pittsburgh National Bank. Just deposit $500 in a regular passbook account. You earn the highest savings deposit rate the banking law allows. The shirts are available in a full range of adult and children's sizes, and we'll mail your shirt right to your home. Better hurry, our supply is limited. Come into any of our convenient offices and open a new account or add to your present one today. So whether your game is football, golf,
crowd's very quiet right now. Smith is trying for a 15-foot birdie.
or just looking handsome,
Pardon me, sir. Are you a professional football player?
get your official NFL Steelers sports shirt from Pittsburgh National. After all, everyone plays a better game with money in the bank. Remember, FDIC.
The first half statistics show that the Steelers gained a total of 130 yards to the Patriots 118 yards. The Steelers had 8 first downs. The Pats had 5. The Steelers went most of their yardage came rushing. They gained 108 yards of their 130 rushing. The Patriots only 35 yards on the ground. They have not been able to move the ball against the Steeler defense on the ground. But on the other hand, the Steeler front four has yet to sack Jim Plunkett. He's thrown only 8 times, but they haven't sacked him, and it makes my pregame poem about listen, Jim Plunkett, you shall hear, and all that other rot, it makes it a lot of rot. Back after this pause on the Steelers Football Network.
Hi there, this is John Gary, and I hope you'll join me every day 3 to 7 for the hit parade of yesterday and today.
WTAE, AM and FM, Pittsburgh.
Now the Steelers are going back to our left for the kickoff to receive the kickoff, and that's important because it means that in the fourth quarter they will have the wind at their back. That's very important in a close ball game, and this is a close one with the Steelers leading at halftime only by 2 points. John Smith out there teeing up the football. What more can I squeeze in the way of statistics from the first half? Well, Rocky Bleier gained 18 yards only on 7 carries for an average of 2.6 yards a crack. Franco, by the way, averaged 4.9 yards per carry in the first half, and I believe that's his average for the season, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yeah, 4.9 is what he's been averaging on the season. Okay, here's Jack Fleming for the kickoff.
John Smith ready to kick off for the New England Patriots, and he kicks it high and long back into the end zone. Mel Blunt follows it back and can't trap it as it goes over the end line, and we'll put it in play at the 20. At the half, Cincinnati 9, Detroit 9. So that ball game was a tight one.
Yeah, I like the way that's going. Detroit came back to tie it up. But heck, let's see the Steelers win it by themselves by beating the Pats.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Steelers at their own 20-yard line. Terry Bradshaw finds them up, shifts them out of the I formation. Bleier goes to the left. There's the handoff to Rocky coming off the right side, cuts back a little, goes about 3 yards to the 23. George Webster grabbed him and brought got him down. Julius Adams gave him help on the play, and the ball is at the 23, second down and 7. We have just started the third quarter, and the Steelers are leading 12-10 over the Patriots. And the Patriots are playing again with the wind behind them. So right now, it is important to move that football to a first down and establish some kind of field position. Swing pass, left side to Franco, takes it at the 23, breaks the tackle, dives forward to the 28-yard line. Julius Adams on the stop. They'll set it back to the 27 where he touched down. And it's going to be third down and 3 yards to go for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Third and 3. That will be the 10th pass of the afternoon for Bradshaw, with 6 of them completed. And the Steelers come out of the huddle. Frank Lewis goes to the left, Ronnie Shanklin to the right, to the near side. The wind, not quite as tough as it was. Let up just a little bit. Bradshaw, draw handoff to Franco. Stumbles as he cuts into the hole, goes down at the 29-yard line. Harris tried to cut back to his right as he hit off the left side and stumbled. Steve Nelson covered him. And they are 1 yard short of a first down, and Bobby Walden is on the punt. And that means that they're going deep with Max Aaron. Up in front of him, 2 up men. One of them is Eddie Hinton, and the other is Andy Johnson. Walden standing at his own 16. Heron is back at his own 34. Snap to Walden, and he gets it away. And a fair catch is called for. The ball is up on the catch. It is loose, and it is recovered by Pittsburgh at the 40-yard line. They muff the catch. Eddie Hinton trying to make it. Muff the football, and the Steelers recover and take over at the New England 41, where they finally spot the ball.
Apparently, Donnie Shell was the guy who made the recovery. Everybody clapping him on the back as he went off the field. Yeah, there's a good break for the Steelers. First down at the New England 41-yard line.
And that is a tough mistake for New England. Here's Bradshaw back deep and firing downfield. Frank Lewis hooks, takes it at the 25, gives ground, dives back to the 26-yard line. Frank Lewis hooked and caught the ball. Steve Nelson made the stop on him. The ball is at the New England 26-yard line. And the Steelers have their 9th first down of the afternoon. Bradshaw has now completed 7 of 11 passes. And for Frank Lewis, let's see what that brings his total up to. 29 on the season, his 2nd of the afternoon. First down, 10 yards to go. Pittsburgh at the New England 26-yard line. Bradshaw stops short, firing low, sending the pass out to the left at the 21-yard line for Lewis. Ron Bolton over to cover on the play. I can't tell whether he got the wrong twist on the ball coming off his hand or whether that is the wind. I think it must have been that he hooked it with his wrist because it seemed to curve and come in low.
Well, it did come in low, and Bolton, incidentally, Jack, was trying for the interception there, but he didn't have a chance to get it because the ball was thrown too low for him, too.
They picked up 16 yards on the previous pass play to Lewis. Bradshaw shifting Blyer off to the left side. And Terry drops back to throw. Firing long down to the end zone. Far side leaping try by Frank Lewis. Almost is it intercepted? It is intercepted. Lewis was covered over there by Jack Milgren. And the ball went off his fingertips. Milgren did not touch it. Prentice McCray intercepted. Lewis got into the air, apparently had the catch. And the ball deflected off his fingertips and into the hands of McCray for the interception in the end zone. New England has it at its own 20. There's a break in the action, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Eddie, and I'm wearing my very own official NFL Steelers sports shirt. Well, of course you can't see it because this is radio. And what you're not seeing here is a really clean white sports shirt with the Steelers emblem and embroidery. This thing stitched right here where I'm pointing. My dad got it for me free from Pittsburgh National Bank.
That's right, Eddie. And friends, you can get your free Steelers sports shirt by opening a regular passbook account with $500 or more at Pittsburgh National, or by adding $500 to your present account. You earn the highest savings deposit rate the banking law allows. Now, these shirts are available in a full range of adult and children's sizes, but you better hurry because our supply is limited.
My dad says he's glad his money is working for him at Pittsburgh National. But I'm just glad he got me this shirt.
Member FDIC.
Well, the drop cease continues. I must report to you that Frank Lewis should have scored 6 points on that Bradshaw pass. Bradshaw hung it up for him in the corner, and Lewis got under it, but he couldn't hold the ball, and he deflected it to Prentice McRae for an interception. New England takes over at their own 20-yard line on the touchback.
Plunkett brings them out of the huddle. First down 10 at the 20. Slot right formation. Randy Bataha is in the slot. Jim Plunkett hands the ball off. Terry to the left side by Mac Karen. Turns the corner at the 20 to the 25. Slants to the 27 and is belted out of bounds at the 27-yard line by Dwight White. Four-year veteran from East Texas State tracks him down at the 27, but a gain of 7 yards on the play. Second down 3. Clock stops on the out-of-bounds play. 12:04 to go in the third quarter. Pittsburgh 12 and the Patriots 10. It is imperative that we stop this ball club short of field goal range.
A reminder that Pirate season tickets for 1975 are now on sale for as little as $52.50. They make great Christmas gifts.
Eddie Hinton out to the right and Randy Vataha to the left. Pittsburgh has Lambert pulled up on the left side of the line. Hand off to Carver. And Carver comes forward for a yard or so. Dwight White and Ernie Holmes met him. And they're going to mark the ball at the 28-yard line. Third down and 2. They bring on John Tanner as the second tight end. Out comes Randy Vataha. Now they line up with Johnson. Eddie Hinton came out. Johnson is flanked wide to the right. The ends are tight. Two tight ends, Adams and Tanner. Plunkett gives the ball to Carver, running to the left, and he is nailed. He will not get the first down. Belted out of bounds at the 28-yard line. It will be fourth down and 2 yards to go. Jack Lambert brought him down at the near side of the field at the 28-yard line, so New England comes up short, and Dave Chappell is on to punt. Pittsburgh sends Lynn Swan deep. And back there with him will be Dick Kahn, the rookie from Georgia. So we have that combination of preseason, Kahn and Swan. Chappell is standing at his own 13-yard line. This punt will carry right to left as we view here at Schaefer Stadium. Foxboro, Massachusetts, under heavily clouded skies. And here's the punt by Chappell. Nice spiraling kick, and Swan is coming to the near side. Watches it hit at the 31, and takes a yard back to the 32-yard line and come out of bounds at the near side of the field. No return on the punt. Carries out of bounds on the bounce at the 32-yard line, and the Steelers will play first down 10 at their own 32. Down on the field, there's a break in the action. We'll be right back.
Friends, this is Mel Allen. Now you can get an official NFL sports shirt, the same shirt worn by the Steelers and coaches, free from Pittsburgh National Bank. Just deposit $500 in a regular passbook account. You earn the highest savings deposit rate the banking law allows. The shirts are available in a full range of adult and children's sizes, and we'll mail your shirt right to your home. Better hurry, our supply is limited. Come into any of our convenient offices and open a new account or add to your present one today. So whether your game is football, golf,
Well, it's very quiet right now. Smith is trying for a 15-foot birdie.
or just looking handsome.
Pardon me, sir. Are you a professional football player?
Get your official NFL Steelers sports shirt from Pittsburgh National. After all, everyone plays a better game with money in the bank. Remember, FDIC.
The Steelers on that punt a moment ago had Dick Kahn back there instead of Glenn Edwards. I guess Noah's trying to let Edwards take it easy a little because he was hurt in the second quarter. He is playing defense, but not returning kicks. Here's Jack.
Bradshaw, first and 10 at his own 32-yard line. Bradshaw gives the ball to Harris, and Harris belts his way forward for a couple of yards. Hitting into the middle, Sam Hunt was there to meet him. Moves the ball from the 27 to the 29-yard line, picks up 2 more yards. Franco Harris, at the end of the first half, had carried the football 17 times for 84 yards. J.D. Fogarty, with his computerized mind, was only 1 yard off of the official computation. I'd say that rate's an A. Second down, 8. Got Lynn Swan as a wide receiver in place of Shanklin. And the handoff to Harris, and this time he is wading through people. From the 24-yard line comes up to the, or rather from the 34 to the 38-yard line. George Webster made his share of stops this afternoon. Makes the tackle on this play. A 4-yard gain for Franco. Moving the ball to the 38-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4.
And on these 3rd and 4 situations, Bradshaw has been throwing, so let's see if he does again.
Lewis out to the left, and Lynn Swan, the number 1 draft pick out of Southern California, flanks right. And Bradshaw is back to throw. Bradshaw fires to Larry Brown up at the 46-yard line, takes it falling, and Steve Nelson covers him. So the Steelers have advanced to another 1st down. Larry Brown gets his 4th pass of the afternoon, his 17th of the season. The Steelers have 10 first downs, and Bradshaw is 8 for 14. What do we estimate? That he should be at least...
well, I'd say 12 for 14 or 11 at worst.
Steve Davis replaces Blyer. 2 big running backs to give to Davis on the slant into the right side. There to meet him, breaks the tackle, fights his way over the 50, still battling down to the 48-yard line. Hit solidly just across the line of scrimmage, broke loose. Sam Hunt and Ray Hamilton finally pulled him down to the turf, and Steve Davis picks up a nice gain. Fine second effort that time, and give him almost 6 yards. 2nd down and a short 4 to go for the Steelers. The ball is at the Patriots' 48. Frank Lewis wide to the far side, to the left of the quarterback, and Lynn Swan is flanked to the near side. They're in the I formation. Davis at the top of the I, and the give to Davis with a blocker. Well, he doesn't need him because they've got him coming in behind the blocker. Hamilton and Adams are there to get him. Out in front that time, Jim Clack was trying to clear the way. But the tacklers had already penetrated around Clack and caught him from the side and the rear at the 49-yard line, and that will be 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Steelers at the Patriots' 49, 8 minutes and 16 seconds. The clock is turning. Pittsburgh leading 12-10 in a tight ball game. Sellout crowd here, 61,279 at Foxboro, Massachusetts. And very few no-shows, believe me. The place is full. Bradshaw is back. They're after him. He runs forward, and they've got him at the Pittsburgh 47-yard line. Ray Hamilton and George Webster completes the sack. That is the 2nd sack of the afternoon for New England. Pittsburgh has had none. And the ball will be spotted at the 47-yard line as Bobby Walden is on the punt, and he'll be punting once again into that wind.
Well, Bradshaw thought that Jim Clack had Hamilton tied up with the block, and had he gotten by Hamilton, he'd have made good yardage, but Hamilton broke off the block just in time to make the sack.
All right, we have Mac Heron deep again. Andy Johnson is up in front of him, and Sandy Durko is up there. And Walden gets it away. Heron signals for the fair catch and takes it at his own 18-yard line. So Heron that time saw there was going to be no opportunity for the return. Takes it on the fair catch at the 18. It's going to be 1st down 10 now for the New England Patriots. They move right to left here in the 3rd quarter, and they trail the Steelers by 2 points at 12-10. Final game of the season next Saturday afternoon. Remember, that is Saturday at 1 o'clock. The Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals at Three Rivers.
And the Bengals have fallen behind in the 3rd quarter, Jack. Detroit leads them 16-9.
Here is Jim Plunkett operating the New England offense. Plunkett drops back very deep. They're after him. Now they've got him, and down he goes for the 1st sack of the afternoon for the Pittsburgh Steelers. L.C. Greenwood and Ernie Holmes were there, and Ernie got to the quarterback first back inside the 10-yard line, and Plunkett is sacked for the first time this afternoon. They spot the ball at the New England 9.
Okay, that's the way to go, Arrowhead. That's what the Steelers have been lacking this afternoon. Of course, Plunkett has not thrown all that many times, only 8 times in the first half, and I don't have him down for a single pass this half. Am I right, Jack? Plunkett has not thrown yet in this half?
Absolutely correct. Andy Johnson is in as a wide receiver, breaks out to the left, and he'll put Randy Vataha in the slot wide in the same direction. Plunkett with his running backs, Herron and Tarver. Plunkett at his own 9-yard line. Here's Plunkett taking. Draw handoff to Herron. Herron breaks 2 tackles, and Joe Green nails him as he runs laterally along the 8-yard line, falls forward to the 9. If there is a loss on the play, it will be very slight, and Herron has nowhere to go. He ran into the arms of Joe Green. Big Joe just very gently took the little guy and laid him down on the turf. So the ball remains at the 9-yard line. It is going to be 3rd down and 19 yards to go for New England. And the Steeler defense has stiffened in no uncertain terms. Lauren Taves comes in as a 4th linebacker, and Ernie Holmes goes off the field. They break out of the huddle, sending Randy Vataha, the flanker, out to the right, bringing Andy Johnson split to the left. And Plunkett takes the ball. Here's Plunkett dropping back into the end zone. Andy Russell fighting to get to him, brings him down as he throws, and he throws it wide of his intended target, Andy Johnson, out of bounds, and we get a penalty marker down on the play. Great effort by Andy Russell that time as he went after Plunkett and did not stop until he had hold of him and was bringing him down. Plunkett was releasing the ball as he went down. What is the call going to be?
It's holding against the Patriots, I believe, Jack.
Declined by the Steelers. And that brings up 4th down. 4th and almost 20 yards to go. Dave Chappell to punt again at Pittsburgh, sending Con and Swan deep. So Chappell will do the punting. He's going to be standing deep in his own end zone. Moves forward a couple of steps. He's about 5 yards into it. Chappell calling the signal. Here's the snap of the football to Dave Chappell, and he gets his punt away. No rush on him. Coming upfield, Swan takes it at his own 47, running to the right. He's over the 50. Kahn gives him the block, and Lynn comes over the 45, breaks the tackle, comes down over the 40, and on to the New England 38-yard line. The tackle finally made by Ken Pope. As Dick Kahn gave him a block, and then Swan very beautifully broke a tackle and brought the ball down to the 38-yard line. We have a timeout on the field. Steeler football continues after this brief timeout.
My job as Channel 4's consumer reporter is more vital now than ever before. The consumer has a right to know where his money's going and what he's getting in return. But there's more to my job than collecting inflation-fighting tips. I saw a need to expose the hazardous conditions existing in some children's camps, and I felt it my obligation to squelch the illegal sport of dogfighting happening in this area. You can't help but ruffle a few feathers when the goal is a better-informed consumer.
Join Donna Diener weeknights on the Channel 4 Action News.
Miami leading Baltimore 7-0 in the first quarter. Now that punt by Chappell was good for 44 yards. Nice return by Lynn Swan from his own 47-yard line down to the 38-yard line of the Pats. Swan, as I told you, getting a nice block from Dick Kahn, but Swan himself doing a great job of breaking a tackle by Big Will Foster of the Patriots, and Foster was just beside himself and wondering how did that guy get away.
First down and 10 yards to go. The ball at the New England 38-yard line. Lewis to the left and Swan to the right. And the handoff is to Franco. Hesitates going into the line and picks up steam down over the 35 and onto the 31-yard line with Jack Mildren on the tackle for New England. You saw that typical Franco move as he gave him the little hesitation at the line of scrimmage and then turned it on. And when he finally winds up, he has picked up 8 yards to the 31-yard line. They finally spot the football. I looked down. I could not see the football, nor could I see the official. And he was in the middle of the Patriot players.
And Franco now has 99 yards for this afternoon, just one short of 100. Naturally, 99, one short of 100. Well, what else?
Second down, 2. Bradshaw giving it to Franco. And coming off the left side of the 25 and driving down to the 23-yard line. Just running absolutely beautifully. So he started that time at the 31-yard line. And Ron Bolton teamed up with Jack Mildren to stop him down at the 23. That's an 8-yard gain for a first down. Pittsburgh's 11th first down of the afternoon. Franco.
He tiptoes up to that line, looking right, looking left, but it sure is effective.
Pittsburgh with the football. First down, 10 yards to go. Bradshaw giving the ball to Steve Davis. A flag on the play as Davis cuts into the right side of the line, goes to the 22, down to the 21, where he finally falls. Ray Hamilton and George Webster struggling to bring him down, holding against the Steelers. That will cost us 10 yards.
Well, repeatedly, the Steelers have had good field position today. They have scored some of the time, but they've blown a few opportunities, particularly in this half where we saw them miss an opportunity after a recovery of a muffed punt. Donnie Shell recovering at the New England 41, but they got no points from that break. Now with good field position after the punt, they've been on the move, but this holding penalty will set them back to the Patriots' 32-yard line, make it to 33 as the referee moves the ball.
So it is first down now and 20 yards to go. Bradshaw very deep, firing downfield to Lewis, and Lewis takes it up the 17-yard line and struggles to the 15. Ron Bolton and Jack Mildren on the tackle. Frank Lewis. Make that Larry Brown. No, it is Frank.
It was Lewis, yeah.
From behind this glass, I think I'm hallucinating this afternoon.
Well, Terry Bradshaw now has 9 completions in 15 throws, and as we pointed out before, he had a number of passes dropped as well.
Okay, Lewis caught the football. That is his 30th catch of the season. And Bradshaw is now at 9 for 15. 1 interception, which was not his fault. Second down, 2. At the 16. And the handoff is to Rocky Blyer. Big hole through the middle. He's down over the 10, inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. You give him the hole, and that speed show is Jack Mildren, the free safety, and Steve Nelson, the inside linebacker for New England. Grabbed onto Rocky, stopping him at the 7.5-yard line, and Pittsburgh has the first down. I have them with 13 for the afternoon. First down, goal to go at the 7.5-yard line. Breaking out of the huddle. Lewis to the left. Lynn Swan to the right. The running backs, Blyer and Harris. And here is Bradshaw throwing for Lynn Swan. Coming down and over to the near side, diving. And what is the signal? Touchdown. The two officials looking at each other, and Swan is jubilant. Slams the ball into the turf. A diving catch for Swan. Franco that time ran the swing pattern to the right side. And I think that had an effect on the reaction of the secondary as Swan scooted into the open, coming to the near side of the field in the end zone, then made a diving catch. We had to wait until the official had given the signal on the play. Touchdown for the Steelers. Lynn Swan, the receiver. Roy Chiarella going for the point after. He kicks. It is up there. It is good. The Steelers have moved out to a 19-10 lead in the ball game. And for Lynn Swan, that is his second touchdown reception through the air this season. He has 1 return touchdown, and it gives him a total of 18 points scored. So the Pittsburgh Steelers come on with a touchdown and a 9-point lead.
Yeah, and the Steelers really have dominated this third period. Only 3 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in this period. The Patriots have done nothing since coming out for the second half. So things are looking up here. And Lynn Swan is not one of the guys who you could blame for that epidemic of dropped passes that the Steelers have had in recent weeks. I mean, Lynn Swan has not played all that much lately because of that severely dislocated finger, but he's okay now, and they are using him more now. And he helps you in there, as he did that time with a nice catch for a touchdown. And again, if you happen to miss it, the Steelers actually should have had 2 touchdowns this half because Frank Lewis dropped a pass in the end zone as it was right on the money, and Bradshaw hanging it up for him in the corner, but Frank couldn't hold on to it and actually deflected it to McRae of the Patriots for an interception. But now the Steelers have cracked it in the second half, and they lead 19-10.
Andy Johnson and Matt Karen are deep. Imperative for the Pats that they do something now with 3:13 to go in this quarter. It's probably the last series they'll get started with a win behind them. Ball bouncing at the 15, taken by Johnson out over the 20, the 25, comes to the 30, and it's caught by Lauren Caves at the 31-yard line with a host of other Steelers Down goes the ball carrier. But Taves was the first man there, had a lot of people around him, and the run back is to the 31-yard line at the near side of the field. So it's first down 10. New England operating right to left, defending the south goal here during the third quarter, and with the wind behind the Patriots. Clock shows 3:04 to go in the third period. Steelers leading 19-10. Out of the huddle come the Patriots. Randy Vataha wide to the left. Eddie Hinton flanks right, very wide. Plunkett giving the ball to Mac Herron. Herron comes off the left side over the 35 and up to the 38-yard line. Tumbled down to the polyturf by Joe Green and Mel Blunt. And they will mark the ball in at the New England 38-yard line. That's a gain of 7 yards, second down and 3 yards to go. Plunkett is 6'2", 210 pounds, his fourth year in the league out of Stanford. Heisman Trophy winner, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. They ever get you in football togs? You have your eligibility left. You might be a Heisman Trophy winner at 5'5", 138 pounds.
Fat chance.
Here's Plunkett over the line of scrimmage and puts it quickly to Bob Adams, his first reception. And Adams, the tight end, takes it over the 50 to the Pittsburgh 49-yard line. Bob Adams, the tight end, tackled by Jack Lambert. That's the quick shot to the tight end, the first time they've hit it this afternoon. And Adams, the receiver, takes the ball to a first down, and New England has penetrated Pittsburgh territory.
Linebacker Andy Russell just an instant too late to break up the play. Adams got behind him, and Andy with the outstretched hand just couldn't make it.
Out of the huddle come the Patriots. They have their sixth first down of the afternoon. Slot right formation. Jim Plunkett calling the signals for the New England Patriots. Here's Plunkett taking. Rolling right just a little. Flips the ball into the right flat area to Mac Herron. He's at the Pittsburgh 45 and down to the 44-yard line. Herron is brought down by Jack Lambert, the middle linebacker of the Steelers. That is just short of a 5-yard gainer. Second down and a long 5 to go. 10th pass for the Patriots with 6 of them completed. 1 intercepted on the afternoon by the Pittsburgh defense. Herron is their leading receiver. That is his 33rd reception. And he's in there at about 405 yards on the campaign. Second down 5. Draw, handoff. The ball given to Tarver. Comes forward, fumbles it, kicked around, and finally picked up by a Steeler. We got penalty markers down. Steelers recover the football. Everybody was trying to get it, and Glenn Edwards finally wound up on it. And somebody in the midst of it kicked it. What is the ruling? Pittsburgh was offside on the play, a 5-yard mark off. Here's the signal. So that nullifies the fumble and the recovery. It moves the ball just short of a first down at the Pittsburgh 39.
And Joe Gillum is warming up on the sidelines. We may see a new quarterback when the Steelers get the ball. I don't know that Bradshaw is hurt. Of course, he came into the game with bruised ribs.
Slot right formation for the New England Patriots at the Pittsburgh 39. And the handoff goes to Herron, and he flashes through to the 35 and down to the 33-yard line. He is just absolutely something else. Glenn Edwards made the stop. Mac Herron is 5'5", 170 pounds, in his second season out of Kansas State. 5 feet 5 inches tall.
Of course, Muhlman has kicked his 4th field goal, and the Bengals now trail Detroit 16-12, so they've closed it up a little bit.
First down, 10 yards to go. New England Patriots at the Steelers' 34-yard line. Time is running out on them in the third quarter. Slot left formation. Draw handoff going to Herron, finds the opening, goes through to the 30 and down to the 29-yard line, picks up 5 yards. Mac Herron, the ball carrier, Jack Lambert, the tackler. And time has run out in the third quarter. There it is, the end of the third period, and the score is Pittsburgh 19, the Patriots 10.
Hi, I'm Eddie, and I'm wearing my very own official NFL Steelers sports shirt. Well, of course you can't see it because this is radio. And what you're not seeing here is a really keen white sports shirt with the Steelers emblem embroidered this thing stitched right here where I'm pointing. My dad got it for me free from Pittsburgh National Bank.
That's right, Eddie. And friends, you can get your free Steelers sports shirt by opening a regular passbook account with $500 or more at Pittsburgh National, or by adding $500 to your present account. You earn the highest savings deposit rate the banking law allows. Now, these shirts are available in a full range of adult and children's sizes, but you better hurry because our supply is limited.
My dad says he's glad his money is working for him at Pittsburgh National. But I'm just glad he got me this shirt.
Pittsburgh National Bank.
Member FDIC.
Jack Fleming with Myron Cope at Foxboro, Mass. We're going to pause now for station identification.
This is Pittsburgh's #1 sports station with Myron Cope on sports, Pitt football and basketball, plus
The Pittsburgh Steelers, WTAE, AM and FM, Pittsburgh.
Word has reached us that White was the man who was offsides for the Steelers, a critical infraction because that was the penalty, you'll recall, that wiped out a Steeler recovery of a New England fumble. So New England kept the football in their march, and they're down to the Steeler 29-yard line, 2nd down and 5. The third quarter of today's game was presented by Pittsburgh National Bank. Now this fourth quarter of Steelers 74 is brought to you by your Chrysler Plymouth Steelers.
And the New England Patriots move into the wind, left to right. At the Steelers, 29-yard line. 2nd down, 5 yards to go. Slot left formation. Plunkett is the quarterback. Plunkett takes. He gives. And a new running back is in there. And that's Joe Wilson. Landing off the left side, and he goes down to the 27-yard line. The tackle made by Jack Lambert. He's had his share of stops this afternoon. The ball is spotted at the 27. It's going to be 3rd down now and 3 yards to go. We're just into the fourth quarter of the ball game. The Steelers leading 19-10 over the Patriots, and they bring Andy Johnson back out on the field. Wilson, the ball carrier, just went into action. The second-year man from Holy Cross, 5'10", 210 pounds. Max Herron is out now, and they've got 3 wide receivers: Johnson, Hinton, and Vataha on the ball game. Vataha comes out to the near side. Here is the fake by Plunkett. He's back and looking, and he throws. He is hit as he throws, and the ball dives into the ground down inside the 20-yard line. Dwight White got to him. He was trying to hit Randy Vataha and threw probably 15 yards behind him.
Yeah, Dwight White came up from behind and belted him and effectively destroyed the pass, thrown very poorly. So now we see the field goal kicking team coming onto the field, and John Smith will be trying a field goal from approximately the 35-yard line, which means a 45-yarder into the wind. 45 yards.
Neil Graff will be the holder. John Smith will be trying from the 35-yard line. Myron said 45 yards into the wind. A left-footed kicker, soccer style. The ball is down, and he boots it. And it is short. No good. So the ball comes back out to the original spot, previous spot. And the Steelers will put it in play at their own 27-yard line. As the field goal fell short, there's a break in the action. We'll be right back.
We're number 1, hands down. We're number 1, hands down. We're Chrysler Plymouth Dealers.
When you've got America's best-selling compact car line, hey, that makes you number 1.
That's number 1.
Take it from me, Mary Jean. We've got it. And our bestseller of all is Plymouth Duster.
That's number 1.
Why is our Duster so popular? Maybe it's because there's room for 5 people, or because the trunk's so big, or the gas mileage so good. All I know is when you see the new Duster at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Your hands like laughing, and we'll make it happen. We'll make you number 1, hands down. We're Chrysler Plymouth Dealers.
Pick up your Steeler booster kit containing bumper stickers, Steeler schedule, and Steeler media guide from your Steelerland Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
no question in my mind that if the Pats had had the wind with them, John Smith would have made that field goal, and the wind, I think, did prevent him from making it. It fell just a little bit short. I don't want to overdo this wind thing, but it certainly did play an important part there. Now, Joe Gillum is a quarterback for the Steelers. Perhaps they're trying to save Bradshaw with his bruised rib.
Gillum, for the first time this afternoon, stands in a quarterback for the Steelers at the 27-yard line. Hands it off, and that's Franco Harris coming through, cutting right and heading downfield over the 30 and onto the 35-yard line before he runs into George Webster. Gain of 8 yards for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Franco has advanced the ball to the 35-yard line, added 8 yards to his total. And that brings him up to 115 yards on the afternoon. Up over 900 yards on the season. I'll add up that total for you in a moment. Here it is, second down. And a give to Rocky Blyer. He hits the stone wall and drives into it. He may have the first down. He's very near to it. Lunsford and Hunt were there to block his way, and he crashed into them. Well, let's see. We had Harris coming into the ball game with 791 yards. He has 115. 906 yards.
That's right. Jack, Mike, I'm having to guess that Chuck Noll took Bradshaw out of the ball game only because, well, the Steelers have a 9-point lead, and he wants to get him well, wants to prevent further injury to his bruised rib. So I think he's just resting him. Bradshaw does not appear to be hurt. He didn't take any bad shots in the second half. So I'm just having to go on the assumption that it's the case of Noll not wanting to play him anymore to save him for later and hope his ribs get well.
Right, and Bradshaw had a long consultation with Gillum just before he came on the field. So it is first down. They just measured, and Rocky had it first down and 10 yards to go. Forgot to tell you that. Joe Gillum, the quarterback, and he gives it to Franco Harris. Franco finds the hole up the middle over the 40, and he is out to the 44-yard line. And it would appear that they have set the tempo of this particular part of the ball game. Control, with Harris as the main factor in the ball control. Mel Lunsford and Sam Hunt make the stop. But not before Franco has picked up a good, strong 7 yards. His total is up to 122 on the afternoon, 913 on the season. Second down, 3 yards to go. Gillum, 3-year man from Tennessee State, running the Steeler attack. Pitch out, right side. Franco with the ball to the 45, the 50. Caught from behind and hauled down at the New England 46-yard line by George Webster in hot pursuit. Webster brings him down from behind. And the Steelers have advanced into Pat territory. Gordon Gravel and Jerry Mullins doing a good job of blocking that time for Franco Harris. And they have first down, number 16 on the afternoon.
And not only is Franco running beautifully, but please note that he hasn't fumbled today. You know, he's had that fumbleitis, but today, no, sir. He's holding on to that football.
Franco picks up 7 yards. It is first down, 10 yards to go. At the Pat 47. Again to Harris, and this time on the delay comes off the left side and makes it down over the 40 and onto the 39-yard line. Harris coming back to the left side that time. They will spot the ball at the 40. A gain of 6 yards on the play. It's going to be second down and a long 3, about 6.5 yards actually, so give him 6 yards. Second down and about 3.5 yards to go.
Franco giving Prentice McRae a good shot with the forearm, but McRae nicely hanging on to make the tackle. Franco's using that forearm beautifully as a weapon.
Second down, 3.5 yards to go at the Patriots 40. Gilliam, a full pivot, hands it off to Rocky Blyer, slants into the right side of the line. He'll be short of a first down, but he's to the 38-yard line. Ray Hamilton and Mel Lunsford, along with Steve Nelson on the tackle for the Patriots. Well, Franco has 135 yards on the afternoon, 27 carries, upping his season total unofficially to 926 yards, putting him within 74 yards of the 1,000-yard mark. Myron, what's he shooting for? His 13th. That's not right. Yeah, 13th, his third. What am I saying?
Well, he wants to make 1,000 yards for the second time.
This is his 13th or 14th 100-plus game. That's what I was trying to say. Franco is nailed this time. We're going to lose a little yardage on this one. On the handoff coming to the left, Julius Adams and Ron Bolton are there to stop him. And so that is going to put the football back at the 42-yard line. Bolton and Adams on the defensive play for the New England Patriots. Mark it at the 42 and a loss of about 3.5 yards.
Well, they're going to punt. Bobby Walton's in there, but why? I'm not sure why, because it would be a tremendously long field goal, 60 yards, but with that wind blowing as it is, I don't know that it wouldn't be worth an attempt. Oh, well, sure, yeah, they'd bring the ball back to the line of scrimmage. Cope, you're a dope. Why would they try it?
Well, we're even. We've each fumbled that one this afternoon.
Cope, you're a dope.
Here is Walden taking the snap. Oh, boy, they are in on him. He gets it away. And is sailing down, hits at the goal line with that wind behind it, carries across the end zone and out of play. And New England will put the ball in play at its own 20. So what did you mark Harris with a loss of 3 yards on that play, taking his season total back to 923 net. We have a break in the action here at Foxboro. We'll be right back.
We're number one, hands down. We're number one, hands down. We're Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
What makes your Chrysler Plymouth dealers number one? Take it from Mean Mary Jean. It's because they've got America's best-selling compact car line, Plymouth Valiants, Dusters, and Scams. Why are these cars so popular? Well, maybe it's because you can get so many people in them, or get so much in the trunk, or get so many miles to a gallon. Whatever the reason, when you see our new little Plymouth, we know the reaction we're going to get.
And we'll make it happen. We'll make you number one. Hands down. We're Chrysler dealers.
Pick up your Steeler booster kit containing bumper stickers, Steeler schedule, and Steeler media guide from your Steelerland Chrysler Plymouth dealer. We now hear that at the end of 3 periods, Detroit still holds that 16-12 lead over Cincinnati, and Kenny Anderson is out of the ballgame. We don't know why, but he's out of that ballgame.
New England now at its own 20-yard line. Jim Plunkett is the quarterback. First down, 10. 9.5 minutes to go in the game. Plunkett is back. They're after him, and they have got him. And down he goes very softly at the 6-yard line. He is just laid out on the turf by L.C. Greenwood. Greenwood could not have done it more gently. They're going to mark his forward progress, which is an educated guess, at the 8-yard line. It appeared to me that he retreated back to at least the 6, and Greenwood just took him and laid him out on the turf.
And though the Steelers have had only 2 sacks this afternoon, both of them have put the Patriots deep in the hole.
Kenny Anderson apparently has a sprained back, and that's why he was pulled out of the ball game between the Bengals and the Lions this afternoon. Here is the handoff taken by Mac Karen, running to the right, cutting back, coming over the 10 with the flag down. He's out to the 12-yard line. Ernie Holmes on the tackle. So the penalty marker goes down. The Pats are out to the 12-yard line with Mac Karen carrying the ball. And we're getting the signal now. Looking down from up here, I could not tell whether he gave the holding or personal foul signal. We'll wait and see. Andy Russell is being consulted. The advance was to the 12-yard line, so that it would be 3rd down and about 18 yards to go. Or they could take half the distance to move the ball back to the 4-yard line. Penalty is declined. And it's going to be 3rd down and 18 at the 12. So Ken Anderson, the Cincinnati quarterback, is out of that ball game with a sprained back. The New England Patriots, 3rd down, 18. Jim Plunkett steps carefully up under center. Deploys the slot back to the left. Randy Vataha. And here is Plunkett, dropping back. Plunkett fires downfield, and it is juggled, almost intercepted by Mel Blunt. The pass intended for Eddie Hinton. And Blunt, with good coverage on Hinton, up in front of him at the 34-yard line, almost had the interception, knocked it down, incomplete.
They almost had it, and had he hung on to the football, that might have wrapped up this ball game, because the Steelers have a 19-10 lead with 9 minutes and 2 seconds remaining.
Dave Chappell is on the punt. Lynn Swan and Dick Kahn deep for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're at the 45-yard line. And we got Chappell standing about 4 yards deep in his own end zone, kicking against the wind. It is not as stiff as it was earlier this afternoon. It's let up just a little bit. Snap of the ball to Chappell, and he punts. Well, it's pretty stiff because that kick got up in the air and then comes straight down. Now a good bounce for New England. It hit at the 39, and it's bouncing down into Steeler territory and finally is down at the 47.5-yard line. So the punt got into the wind, dropped straight down to the ground, but then took a Patriot roll. We have a penalty marker back downfield, so there will be a consultation.
I think someone left the line too quickly, Jack. I believe that's the call. Illegal man downfield. And they're bringing it back.
Well, you might as well with the roll they got on that one. They took it into the Pittsburgh 48-yard line. I accept this penalty and let them try it again. You don't know what's going to happen on the second try. From the 12, they're going half the distance back to the 6. And the call was an illegal man downfield.
Yeah, of course, that's the thing to do. Take the penalty because that wind is short tough. And that time he got the lucky bounce, but he may not this time. And the Steelers with one more score, well, the title's in the bag.
Steelers just may put the rush on him now as he stands very deep in the end zone. Chappell waiting for the snap. Nope, they don't. They fall back, and Chappell takes it and punts. And Swan takes it at the 48. He's over the 50, cutting back to the left, coming over the 45. The 40 was got. Here he comes, and his hit goes down at the 35. On the exchange that time, after the 5-yard penalty, a 17-yard pickup on the 2 plays, Gale Clark made the tackle. So instead of taking the ball at their own 48, the Steelers have it at the Patriots' 35-yard line, inches inside the 35. It's going to be first down 10. 8:36 remaining to play in the ball game. Pittsburgh leading 19-10 here at Foxboro, Massachusetts.
Well, that Chappell kicked it 45 yards into that wind. He's some kind of punter. Steelers football continues after this brief timeout.
You look forward to different things during the holidays in different parts of the country. Maybe it's the picture postcard brightness of country towns wreathed in the clear white of winter. Maybe it's the sun shining down. Warm is the feeling within us all. HFC wants you to enjoy the holidays. So if we can help out, just call Household Finance, an equal opportunity lender.
John Stallworth, wide receiver John Stallworth, has just come into the ballgame, I believe, for the first time today. The Steelers will start at the New England 35-yard line, just inside the 35-yard line. They lead by 9 points, so I think one more score should do it. Now, the last we heard from Cincinnati was that Detroit led at the end of 3 periods, 16-12, so things are working well on both fronts today.
All right, it is first down 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Inches inside the New England 35, and here is a Patriot coming across and contacting the Steeler. Let's see what the ruling will be. Julius Adams came over and made contact, and encroachment is called against the Patriots. 5-yard mark off down to the 30-yard line. They've been hit with 4 penalties, 21 yards on the afternoon. J.D. makes a very, very important point. The fine job that the Pittsburgh offensive line has done against the number 1 defense against the rush in the American Football Conference. They have done a great job, particularly for the heavy work done by Franco Harris this afternoon. And here's the give to Harris, a little hesitation, and then he dives over the left side of the line, and he's down to the 26-yard line. He'll pick up about 3 yards on that play. From the 29 down to the 26, Jack Mildred and Steve Nelson on the stop for New England. And that brings Franco's total back up to 926 yards for the season.
There's a penalty marker on the play.
Penalty marker down, and we're going to lose those 3 yards again.
Illegal motion is a
5-yard penalty against the Pittsburgh Steelers for illegal motion, back to the 34-yard line.
And obviously, Chuck Noll, when he sent Joe Gillum into the ballgame, told him to keep that ball on the ground for the most part, use up time, because that's what Joe has been doing.
Harris is out, and Steve Davis is in. Replacing him, Blyer and Davis are in the backfield. They're in the I formation with Davis at the top of the I. And the give to Davis, running to the right, caught from behind, and he falls over his blocker. Ray Hamilton and Steve Nelson overtook him, and he had Jim Clack in front of him. They all went down in a heap at the 35-yard line for a 1-yard loss. No, that is a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, he
Right.
lost a yard on it, Jack. That Hamilton, that middle guard, 233 pounds, he's got a lot of speed. He can pursue.
Ball is at the 35-yard line. We may see Joe Gillum line up and throw. He has not tossed the football this afternoon. He is going to. Back he goes. Cocks his arm. Pumps once and then throws a little too high. Down at the 19-yard line for Johnny Stallworth. In behind him, Ron Bolton could not hold on to it. It goes incomplete. Just a little bit high. But it was otherwise right on the mark for Stallworth.
Yep, he was open, too, but Joe, of course, is a little rusty, and he hasn't been playing much, and that was his first toss, as Jack told you.
So we have Stallworth at one wide receiver spot, Lynn Swan at the other. Both rookies. Rocky Blyer and Steve Davis are the running backs. It's third down, about 10.5 yards to go. Gillum steps under center. Now a four-man front for New England. They pull one of their linebackers up into the rush. Gillum is back and they're after him. He runs out of it and he throws downfield and incomplete at the 12-yard line. Coming across, John Stallworth reaching for it. Jack Mildred, the free safety, in pursuit, and the pass falls incomplete. That is the 18th Steeler pass, two of them by Gillum this afternoon. And so Pittsburgh, at the 35-yard line, will give up the football to the New England Patriots. Bobby Walden will punt. Mac Herron goes deep. Walden probably will try to keep it away from that little speedster. Let's see if he kicks it straight or angles it. Walden waits at the 48-yard line. He's angling toward the sideline, putting the ball to the far side of the field, hitting, and going out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Walden put that thing right on the mark, right at the sideline, and it is marked out of bounds at the New England 1-yard line on the far side of the field. An exquisite, artistic, absolutely beautiful, fantastically wonderful punt by Bobby Walden, the Georgia Peach.
Not only that, but it went out on the 1, yeah. Okay, it puts New England in the hole, and that's good. The Steelers in this second half have had the football a great deal. They've had good field position repeatedly, yet they've only scored 7 points in this half. They have not made the most of their field position, but okay, this punt is fine because it keeps New England in the hole.
All right, let's see what happens now at the 1-yard line. Harbour and Herron are the running backs. Quarterback is Jim Plunkett. And he gives it to the little guy, Herron, and he's stopped just outside of the goal line. Maybe back at the 1-yard line again. He makes it back to the line of scrimmage, and Jack Lambert was right there to make the stop. L.C. Greenwood helped him, and it's at the 1-yard line. No gain on the play. He was very close to a safety.
I'd like a safety here because the Pats trailing by 9 can still win with a touchdown and a field goal. I'd like a safety. Give me a safety.
Okay, we'll give you a safety this time.
Come on, Joe Green.
Linebackers are pulled up in there. Very tight, and Plunkett is back to throw. Plunkett is looking, lobbing one out to the far side. Mel Blunt goes for the football, got a man on his back. It goes incomplete, and the Steelers are yelling for pass interference. Andy Johnson was the intended receiver. He was outmaneuvered by Mel Blunt, and Johnson finally went over Blunt's back and prevented the interception. And that brought a hustle of activity from the Steeler bench area.
Well, no question. My glasses were on Andy Johnson, and he was holding Blunt as Blunt attempted to make the interception. The Steelers awfully hot about it. Donnie Shell complaining vociferously, but it doesn't do them any good. So it's third down for the Pats at their own 1-yard line.
Really developed a vocabulary, haven't you? Vociferously.
Well, I'm a vociferous guy myself, so okay.
Okay, I'm glad to hear you admit it. Plunkett will take another shot at us through the air. It is third down 10 from the New England 1. The Patriots. And here's Plunkett rolling out. They've got him, and it's going to be a two-pointer. That's it. 2 points. There's the safety. L.C. Greenwood sacked him. So we get a sack as he rolled out looking. And we also get 2 points out of the play. And that is the first safety that the Steelers have recorded this year. 2 points for the Steelers.
Well, yes, that's just dandy. I think that probably will wrap up the title. They're now ahead by 11 points. The Patriots have to kick the ball back to them. You know, the Steelers will get the football. They'll again have good field position, assuming nothing goes drastically wrong. So I think maybe, I don't know if they're going to have champagne downstairs or not, but I think we could open ours now. Do we have any champagne here?
No.
We don't have any. He offers me a Coke. Got some kind of broadcasting booth this is. I'm ready for. I think it's champagne time, and there's no champagne. The Bengals, they're losing 16 to 12 at the end of 3 periods, as we told you. We have nothing later on that, but Kenny Anderson is out of that ball game with a sprained back, so everything worked out dandy on both ends today. Cincinnati over there not apparently going to come through. Well, who knows, but it doesn't really matter.
Lou Craig, here's a cup of orange soda. Would you pour that over his head?
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Let him have it right over his head. The celebration begins. 6:45 to play in the ball game, 21-10 following the safety, and now the free kick by New England from its own 20-yard line. And they're going to use a place kick with John Smith kicking off into the wind. This will give us good field position once again. Boy, they got Plunkett in the end zone. Here is Smith kicking. Low, tough to handle. Scooped up, drops at the 32. Picked up by Lynn Swan. He's over the 40, the 45. Fumbles the football. It's loose. New England diving for it. I think the Patriots have the football. It got away from Swan.
Craig Hanneman recovering tackle.
Craig Hanneman, the former Steeler, has recovered. The fumble as Swan was diving for the football, could not get to it, and New England takes over now at the Steeler 44.
And what happened on that fumble was that Rodrigo Barnes, making the tackle on Swan, stripped the football from him, just took it off him. And the ball bounced loose, and Craig Hanneman fell on it. So, okay, the Patriots are in business at the Steeler 44, and now I'm especially glad the Steelers got that safety.
Bill Lenkitis goes over the football, veteran from Penn State. Plunkett is the quarterback. Slot left with a flanker to the right, and the Steelers come across the line of scrimmage, and let's see what the call will be. Going to get the preliminary signal. Steelers offside. And that will cost us 5 yards. Joe Green, the first one over there, like a bullet. We'll be back after this pause on the Steelers Football Network.
Mike McGann here, hoping you'll be listening each evening as I play your requests from now and then.
WTAE, AM and FM, Pittsburgh.
New England with 3 wide receivers. Bataha, Johnson, and Hinton are in there. Slot left with a flanker to the right. Single setback. And back goes Plunkett. Now Plunkett firing down the middle, and it is knocked down at the 22-yard line, intended for Bob Adams. Adams is shaken up on the play. Pass was overthrown, and somebody got a hand on the football, Myron.
Well, I think actually Adams got one hand on the football himself. But it was a little high for him to catch, and Bob is stretched out down there on the field and getting attention. He's, of course, a very popular guy in Pittsburgh because he made a lot of friends when he was a Steeler, and certainly we hope that it's nothing serious, that injury down there. So anyhow, it'll be 2nd down and 5 for Jim Plunkett at the Steeler 44-yard line. We've got 6 minutes and 29 seconds remaining until the winning of the title is official. And again, if you just tuned in, the Steelers have an 11-point lead, 21-10.
I have a quote from Coach Chuck Knoll before you go. He says there will be no champagne served until there is a victory in the Super Bowl.
I'm going to find out down there. I'm not playing in the Super Bowl or the playoffs, so the least they could do is give me some champagne. I'm not playing. Why? Well, anyhow, I'm going to be down in that dressing room. We're going to have an extended dressing room show for you today because, again, assuming this title is clinched, we're going to have an extended dressing room show. Talk to lots of the Steelers, see how they're feeling. I have the suspicion that it will not be a tremendously noisy dressing room that we will find. I think their sights are on not only making the playoffs, but doing something with the playoffs this year, going all the way. And so I don't expect a tremendously wild scene down in the dressing room, but I guess they will be smiling because they'll have made some extra cash by getting into the playoffs. But let's get into the playoffs. Let's finish this ball game.
Anytime you have a victory, it's sweet. Slot left formation. 2nd down 5. The New England Patriots are running out of the I formation, and their quarterback is Jim Plunkett. Plunkett takes. And the draw. And he gives it off in there. And coming with it is Johnson, who is a running back now, and he's down to the 31-yard line. Coming straight up the middle on the draw, and Jack Lambert on the tackle, and the penalty marker is down. So New England apparently has run afoul of a penalty. Steelers will accept it gratefully, and back it goes now to the Steeler 44-yard line, almost the 44, illegal motion. Total of 26 yards in penalties against the New England Patriots, 40 yards against the Steelers. And they'll have to try it over again. Second down, 10 yards to go, New England. 6:24 to play in this ball game, and the Steelers lead at 21-10 over the Pats. Man in the close slot on the right side is Carver. Single setback. Plunkett takes, stops short, looks, throws, fires, spot down at the 28-yard line by Randy Bataha, and he's knocked down at the 27-yard line. The tackle made by Donnie Shell. Bataha coming down on a slant, takes the pass, advances to the Pittsburgh 27-yard line, and New England has the first down. First and 10. That is the 8th first down of the afternoon for the Patriots. They have thrown 15 passes and completed 7 of them with 1 interception by the Steelers. Clock turning, 5:55 to play. Pittsburgh leading by 11. Bob Adams is back in the ballgame. He's okay. Jim Plunkett, backpedal. Plunkett firing to the far side, and at the 7-yard line, Bataha's up in the air with Mel Blunt, and it goes incomplete. As Blunt put perfect coverage on Randy Bataha. Bataha's only 5'10", goes 170 pounds. Blunt goes 6'3", covers him very well. And that is the 16th pass thrown this afternoon. 7 of them completed. Lauren Taves becomes the 4th linebacker for the Steelers. That sends Arrowhead Holmes to the sideline. New England moving left to right here against the wind in the 4th quarter. Jim Plunkett is the quarterback with the setbacks wide, and he gives the ball to the little guy. Here comes Myron off the left side on the 20. He's down over the 20 to the 15 and down to the 14-yard line. So they turn to the running of Mac Garrett. And he shoots down to the 14-yard line before he's finally brought down by Lauren Taves and Jack Lambert. And that is a New England first down with Mac Garrett, all 5'5", 170 pounds of him, picking it up. 9 first downs in the afternoon for the New England Patriots. Steelers have played the Pats only once before, back in the memorable 1972 season. They defeated them easily at Pittsburgh. This is their first appearance here at Foxboro. That leaves only one spot remaining in the whole league where the Steelers have not played. That is at Shea Stadium in New York, the home of the New York Jets. The handoff given to Carver, and Carver slanting into the left side of the line is caught and stopped. He'll be thrown for a loss. Now we have some fisticuffs. Down on the field there, getting inspired. That's Donnie Shell and Leon Gray. Ernie Holmes made the tackle on the play. They're going to spot the football back at the 17-yard line, a loss of about 2 yards. Second down, 12. The New England Patriots are in Pittsburgh territory. The clock is turning now with 4 minutes and 35 seconds remaining to play. New England trailing by 11 points. Bataha to the right. Send Eddie Hinton out to the left. And Plunkett fires over the line of scrimmage, complete to the Bob Adams at the 10, and he's down to the 7-yard line. Bob Adams taking the quick shot from the quarterback, Jim Plunkett. Pulls it in. Jack Lambert and Donnie Shell on the stop. Shell is pointing at something as he talks to the officials. The ball is at the 7.5-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and about 2.5 yards to go. Plunkett now 8 for 17 with 1 interception on the afternoon. Has thrown for a touchdown. Wide to the right. Comes Eddie Hinton. Well, let's make that the newcomer. Johnson is the wide receiver in place of Hinton out to the right. And the give is to the little guy. There goes Heron over the left side of the line, down inside the 5 to the 4, and it's thrown back by a rush of Steeler defender. The 4-yard line. And it is a first down for the New England Patriots at the Pittsburgh 4. Timeout is called for the Patriots as they record their 10th first down. And we're waiting for a final report on Cincinnati and Detroit as those two clubs come down to the wire in their ball game. Ken Anderson out of the game for Cincinnati. When I was talking earlier about the Patriots, I was trying to recall another team that had been beleaguered by injuries, much the same as the Patriots, and that would have to be the Cincinnati Bengals. Paul Brown says that he cannot remember in his career, that's a long coaching career, at any time time when any single team in a given season has had as many injuries to cope with as the Bengals have had this year. They have had themselves some kind of a year injury-wise. I watched on the other side of the field a sign that says, "The Pittsfield fans ask the Pats to please annihilate the really incapable, overrated, terrible Steelers." And it says the Pats are number one. Well, the scoreboard does not reflect any form of agreement with that sign. That shows that the people at Pittsfield, Mass are behind the New England Patriots. The ball is at the 4-yard line. The clock is stopped at 3:34 to go. The 13th game of the campaign, and the Steelers are within reach of the victory that will clinch the AFC Central Division title for Pittsburgh and bring that first playoff game to Three Rivers Stadium. That would be 2 weeks from today. Jim Plunkett lines them up at the 4-yard line. Plunkett calling the signal. Plunkett takes. The give is to Herron, and Herron cuts into the left side of the line. He'll get about a yard. Crosses the line of scrimmage. He's down to around the 3-yard line, and the Steelers have a big stack of defenders on top of him. Ernie Holmes down at the bottom of the play. White is in there. The ball is at the Pittsburgh 3.5. Very short gain on the play, about a half yard. Second down, 3.5 yards to go. Now the clock is turning against the Patriots. 3:10 to play. The Taha comes out. John Tanner is in as the second tight end. The Patriots are down by 11. Tight formation. Flanker close on the right side. Jim Plunkett calling signal. 2:55 now to play. Here's Plunkett taking. And there is a mix-up. And Plunkett is nailed as he hands off. And the receiver, Andy Russell, came driving through. He gave the ball to Carver, and both Carver and Plunkett went down back at the 8-yard line. So a 5-yard loss on the play as Andy Russell came firing through. And just as Plunkett gave the ball to Carver, he hit the two of them, and down they went. New England facing a 3rd and 8. Randy Vataha returns, replacing John Tanner. Clock turning, 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Ball game. Pittsburgh leading by 11. Plunkett with a flanker to the right and a split end to the left. Backs up, looks for the end zone and throws, and it is incomplete, and we're getting flagged down. Interference against the Steelers. The intended receiver was Vataha over in the far corner of the end zone, and he was being covered by Mel Blunt. The penalty marker goes down. So now the officials are conferring. We're getting an interference call. Taking the ball to the 4-yard line. Maybe it's going to be a holding call. It is. Defensive holding. So that takes the ball to the 4-yard line where it is first down for the New England Patriots. First down and goal to go at the 4. There is a break in the action. We'll be right back.
We're number one. Hands down. We're number one. Hands down.
That's your Chrysler Plymouth dealers telling you we've got America's #1 selling compact car. The reason? Our valiant dusters and scams. But we don't stop there. We've got the new small Fury, Fury Sport. Brand new styling in a smaller Fury package. And Cordoba, our new small Chrysler. That's right, small Chrysler. And our full-size Chryslers have some great new looks, too. So come on in to your Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
You can't start laughing. When you make it happen. Fury Gear #1. Hands down.
Pick up your Steeler booster kit containing bumper stickers, Steeler schedule, and Steeler media guide from your Steelerland Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Well, Plunkett has been over here in a long consultation with Chuck Fairbanks and his quarterback coach, Bill Nelson, former Steeler quarterback who wound up his career a couple of years back in Cleveland. Charlie Sumner, former Steeler coach from William and Mary, is the linebacker coach here at New England. And up above in this booth to our left, where the New England coaches are looking down and watching the game, we have heard some lively debate, over over just exactly which play New England will pull out of its bag of tricks here at the 4-yard line. The 2-minute warning was reached. 2 minutes to go. Plunkett stands in. Tight formation at the Steeler 4-yard line. Plunkett gives that football off to Farmer, and he is nailed. Hitting just off the left side. He may get little yardage, not much. Steelers stack him up. They're all down there. Now in that Cincinnati-Detroit game, they're at the 2-minute warning mark with Detroit leading Cincinnati 16-12. A 4-point lead for Detroit. Steelers leading by 11 here. Ernie Holmes and Dwight White on the stop on that play, and the ball is back almost to the 5-yard line. A loss of just about a yard. Second down and 5 to go. Patriots come out of the huddle. The clock is turning. Down to a minute 22, and the crowd is booing for some reason. Possibly because they're allowing the clock to run. Here is Plunkett. Giving the ball to the little guy. Heron racing to the right. Turns the corner. Dives into the end zone. Has the touchdown. Heron came to the right. Turned the corner and went diving in right over top of Jack Ham. And is in the end zone for a New England touchdown. With a minute 11 to play. Heron goes in to score. So the New England Patriots have put one up on the board. And for Heron, that is his second touchdown of the afternoon. He made another one on a pass reception. And that brings John Smith out to try for the point after. 21-16. Stacey looms extremely big at this moment. Heron will kick from the 10-yard line. Snap of the ball. It is down, and Heron boots it. It is good. So it is a 21-17 ball game. And with a minute 11, Heron scoots around right end and dives into the end zone for the touchdown. All right, now with a minute and 11, we'll watch for the strategy from the New England Patriots. Meantime, Lou is going to the hotline to see exactly what they're reporting from downstairs. Myron Cope is making his way down through this stadium to the Steeler locker room, where he's going to talk to Steeler players after the game, and what we hope will be a victorious gathering. We had a penalty marker go down after the play, and the 5-yard penalty has been, I forgot where, the 35-yard line. I'm clear out of it here at this moment. Pittsburgh puts 9 guys up front, and here they are, kicking for the short kickoff, and it is fielded by Lynn Swan at the 47-yard line. Completely forgot that they're kicking off in the 35-yard line this year, so that puts me 1 up on Myron this afternoon for new rules mistake. I made 2, he made 1. Swan handled that one beautifully and downed it at the New England 48-yard line as they went for the possible onside kickoff. Pittsburgh had 9 men up front to protect against it. Coach is shouting over the telephone, get Jim together with the offensive team. They're going to go after the football now. See if they can get it back. Here is Gillum giving it to Franco Harris. And Franco slanting off the right side will get about a yard. Steve Nelson on the tackle. Inside linebacker to the left, 1 yard for Franco Harris, taking his seasonal total up to 924 yards. 1 minute to go. And Cincinnati has taken a 19-16 lead over the Detroit Lions. Cincinnati 19, Detroit 16. With a minute to go. Clock is stopped with a minute and 6 seconds to play. New England has 1 more timeout. It is second down 9 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the wheels of strategy are turning down on the field. Lynn Swan is out there. Joe Gillum comes back from the far sideline. Second down and 9. Steelers leading 21-17. The only thing that could do it now for New England would be a touchdown. Trailing by 4 points, and the most decisive factor at this stage of the ball game, the safety. When Plunkett was tackled in the end zone by L.C. Greenwood. Pittsburgh out of the huddle, second down 9 at the New England 47. Gillum the quarterback. Gillum gives it to Blyer. Blyer slashes over the right side, puts his head down, bucks over the 40, and is down to the 39-yard line. He may have the first down. Very near to it, between the 38 and the 39-yard line in New England territory, with Steve Nelson getting the tackle. The rookie from North Dakota has been a busy man this afternoon. They spot it at the 38.5-yard line. It will be 3rd down and a half yard to go. 3rd and a half of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Clock is stopped while they size up the situation. 59 seconds remaining. The Steelers are that close to the victory, which would be their 9th of the season. They can win this one and come back and beat Cincinnati next week. They would have their 3rd consecutive season in which they have won 10 football games. Here they come out of the huddle. Steelers have 2 tight ends. Set their flanker, John Stallworth, out to the right side. That's to the far side of the field. The clock is turned down to 34 seconds, and straight ahead they go with it. And they have the first down at the New England 36 or 37-yard line. So from the 39, the ball carrier is Franco Harris. He picks up 2 yards, and that is Pittsburgh's 17th first down before Franco is brought down to Steve Nelson and Ray Hamilton. Harris has 2 yards to a seasonal total, 926 yards on the season. New England uses its last timeout. And the Steelers, all they have to do is hold on to the football one more play, and the clock will run out on a 21-17 victory. This is the first visit ever for the Steelers to this stadium. It's been an overcast afternoon throughout. Started out as a 55-degree day, and I think probably the temperature has dropped off considerably outside. We have not seen the sun. We've had about 4 very brief but rather intense rainstorms. Other than that, it's been a very good day. Pittsburgh will close out the season next Saturday at Three Rivers against Cincinnati. And New England has got a final game against the Miami Dolphins. Slot left formation. New England struggling to stay in contention for a wild card spot. Here's Gillum taking the snap, dropping back to the 40-yard line and falling on the turf, and that will run out the clock. New England with no timeouts left. Joe Gillum falls down to the turf, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have the victory. The clock is going to run out, and the Steeler team comes out on the field. Here are the Patriots coming out. And from across the way, Jack Tam is coming over to seek out one of the Patriots to talk to him, shaking hands with Jim Plunkett. And the 2 teams are mixing in the center of the field. You don't often see this, 2 pro clubs to this extent. The 2 ball clubs coming out and mingling out in the middle of the field at the conclusion of this ball game. It's all wrapped up. The Steelers have won the ball game, their 9th win of the season. They have clinched the Central Division title in the AFC. Cincinnati, whether it defeats Detroit or loses to Detroit, and the Bengals are leading, cannot win the title. And Cincinnati, incidentally, cannot win a wild card spot. So the Steelers have assured themselves of a playoff berth, and they will play the wild card team at Three Rivers Stadium, and that will be 2 weeks from today. Here comes the end of the ball game at Foxboro. The final score, Pittsburgh 21, the Patriots 17. Today's 4th quarter was brought to you by your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. We'll be back with a recap in a minute.
We're number 1, hands down. We're number 1, hands down. We're your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
When you've got America's best-selling compact car line, hey, that makes you number 1. Take it from me, Mary Jean. We've got it. And our bestseller of all is Plymouth Duster. Why is our Duster so popular? Maybe it's because there's room for 5 people, or because the trunk's so big, or the gas mileage so good. All I know is when you see the new Duster at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
We'll make it happen. We'll make you number 1. Hands down. We're your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Pick up your Steeler Booster Kit containing bumper stickers, Steeler schedule, and Steeler media guide from your Steelerland Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Well, when you got right down near the nitty-gritty part of this ball game, the whole season might have hinged on that safety, L.C. Greenwood, bringing down Jim Plunkett in the New England end zone for a 2-pointer that put Pittsburgh out of reach of the New England Patriots, even after they had scored a touchdown to make it 21-17. The field goal was no longer a factor. The Steelers managed to hold on to the football. And the afternoon was highlighted by a number of things. Terry Bradshaw with an outstanding job at quarterback until he was removed in the second half, and Joe Gillum came on. Bradshaw was pulled out. We are surmising from up above to protect his injured ribs, to keep him in good shape for that ball game coming up on Saturday. And Gillum came on and kept the ball on the ground, handled the team well, put it in the air only twice, and almost had a strike on one of them. Kept the ball on the ground, kept control of the ball game, and the Steeler defense, as usual, just absolutely beautiful throughout this game this afternoon. And the dominant force in it is Pittsburgh. Hung on for a 21-17 victory over the Patriots in the all-time series. Pittsburgh has won twice in 2 meetings with New England. Franco Harris, the top highlight of the afternoon, with the Pittsburgh offensive line giving him great support. He carried the ball 29 times for an unofficial 133 yards, bringing his season total rushing up to 926 yards, and he definitely is within reach of a 1,000-yard season next Saturday when the Steelers play the Cincinnati Bengals. More on today's game in a minute.
One should never use an Indian to introduce a new American pocket calculator. But the people who make the new Lightronic pocket calculator ask me to, because with my elephant here, I will demonstrate the remarkable Lightronic guarantee. Now, I accidentally dropped this new Lightronic pocket calculator, and as I expected, my elephant crushes it. Makes a point as well as a mess.
The point is, every Lightronics pocket calculator will be replaced free for an entire year if some accident renders it inoperable. Lightronics can make this guarantee because they make the insides for many of the top-selling mini calculators in the world. So they make their own tougher, tough enough to stand up to just about anything.
Except Ella, my Punjabi elephant. I mean Irving.
Lightronics, pocket calculators you can count on, unconditionally.
From $29.95 at Kaufman's and other fine stores.
We saw an impressive player this afternoon in Mac Taryn at 5'5" and about 170 pounds. He had a good day, scored 2 touchdowns, 1 on a pass and 1 on a sweep to the right side. Roy Girella kicked 2 field goals this afternoon from 41 yards out and 27 yards out. And the safety was the key as Greenwood sacked Plunkett in the end zone in the second half to give Pittsburgh a 21-10 lead. And the Steelers rolled on to the victory as they accumulated 17 first downs. Terry Bradshaw hitting on 10 out of 16 passes. And incidentally, Larry Brown caught 4 this afternoon for his biggest day of the season. 1 interception by the Patriots, and that was not Bradshaw's fault, as the ball went off the hands of Frank Lewis when he should have had it in the end zone for a touchdown and into the arms of one of the Pats. And Plunkett went 8 for 17 with 1 interception. He threw for 1 touchdown to Heron, and that pretty much tells the story, setting the stage for a ball game next week with Cincinnati. Detroit has moved out ahead at Cincinnati 23-19 in the final minute of that game, and the Jets are leading Buffalo 20-10. Assuming that Miami will defeat Baltimore, or has defeated Baltimore this afternoon, Buffalo would appear to be moving into the wild card position, and it would appear that Buffalo will probably be the opponent of the Steelers 2 weeks from today at Three Rivers Stadium. The final is in. Detroit defeats Cincinnati 23-19. So the Bengals have capitulated, so to speak, and they will play a game that doesn't mean too much to the Bengals, but for the Steelers could mean a lot as they get themselves ready for their first playoff encounter coming up 2 weeks from today at Three Rivers Stadium, and in all probability, Buffalo will be the opponent. This afternoon, the Pittsburgh Steelers defeating the New England Patriots here at Foxboro. Myron Cope standing by downstairs. The crowd is pouring out of the stadium, fighting their way up that one highway back into Boston. And in the booth with us, J.D. Fogarty, covering the New England Patriots. Lou Freck watching over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tom Leslie, I don't know what he's been doing in the back of this booth. I think he's getting ready to go skiing. And I would tell you once again, before we close, we've worked inside a booth of isolation. 2 panels of glass between us and that football field down below. And believe me, the next time I come here, I'll bring a sledgehammer. I'm going to take the glass out before the game starts. The final score again at Foxboro, Mass. Pittsburgh 21, the Patriots 17. This is Jack Fleming reminding you that Jerry Shane is next with Pro Football Report on the Steelers Football Network.